Koriti whanau, no mai haere mai, and welcome into the 2026 NZNBL season. The Southland Sharks tonight hosting the Otago Nuggets in the Southern Derby, the first edition of its kind here in 2026. Kicking off, of course, with the Rapid League. Maya Williamson here, joined by seven-time NBL champion Tall Blacks vet Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, how good is it to have hoops back?
Kia ora, Maya. Yeah, really excited to be back and looking forward to watching the league tip off, you know, down here in the South Island Big Derby, revamped look, so looking forward to it.
Totally. We've had one game so far last night, the Manawatu Jets getting up over the Taranaki Ears, and then of course this is the second game of the season, so not much to tell for the rest of the Rapid League standings, but definitely more to come on that, and one of these teams will be etching their name into that second place standing after tonight. Looking forward to many more of these Southern Derbies this year. Like you mentioned, Lindsay, the Otago Nuggets in a bit of an overhaul with a new coaching group and a new ownership group as well. So excited to see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, tough year last year, but bright signs on the horizon. You know, new ownership group, new coach who was around the group last year, and an overhauled roster. You can see Ethan Ruspatch is back home and helping lead this young group. Tyson Thata, you know, ripped the Rapid League apart last year, so he'll be a great addition into this part.
Totally. There we have the Otago Nuggets starting five. Thata, Chisholm, Bezit, Boomer and Hunt. It is your night-and-day Otago Nuggets Rapid League starting five. We'll take a quick look at the SBS Bank Southland Sharks Rapid League starting five on the other end. There is coach Jonathan Yim back in amongst for a second year. Ramage, Webster, Helu, Snow and Wynyard at the helm. Tautoko Wynyard, a welcome addition to the squad. Lindsay?
Yeah, absolutely. Younger brother of Ty Wynyard and obviously son of the great Jason Wynyard. Played at Palmerston North last year. Great addition for this group. And obviously a little bit undermanned for the game that's coming up with a lot of guys coming from overseas. So we might see him in the big game coming up after this, Mile.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a couple of these Sharks guys get some burn in the Sales NBL. Like you said, a very undermanned Southland Sharks team tonight. Just take a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head Sharks. Did last in Rapid League last year and pretty much splitting hairs with everything else. So they'll be looking to rectify that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're looking over at the Nuggets, they've got a guy that was averaging 15 points a game in the Rapid League last year in a 16-minute game. That's total, so that's pretty impressive. He made the All-Star 5 and Tyson Thata, so love to see him rock this evening. Definitely
near that MVP award as well, Tyson Thata. You see our SBS Bank Southland Shark ball girl getting in amongst. Not looking too stoked about that. Probably quite an intimidating prospect. There's some big boys.
Tautoko Wynyard's tamoko look beautiful out there.
It does, it looks beautiful.
Looking forward to watching young Toby Hunt from Shirley Boys. I believe he won the MVP at Secondary School Nationals last year, and he was great down there, stepping up to this level.
Great young talent, Toby Hunt. That is the purpose of this Sky Broadband Rapid League as we get underway here. The first tip-off for Rapid League in 2026 for both of these teams.
You see that first position kind of working out of that flow action, which you see a lot out of here down in Aotearoa and in the Australian National League as well.
First look for Johnny Helu. The rim is not friendly to him on that occasion, and here is Tata Paesi, the Rapid League leading scorer in 2025, looking to work his magic. The 2-3 zone there for the Southland Sharks, straight into it.
Dirty little zone to start things off in the Rapid League. Not a bad idea when you got big Tautoko Wynyard in there, and you could see straight away Johnny Helu got a wide open look off a great screen from him.
Speaking of which, there, Lindsay, no good. Off the glass for Wynyard, but that's a comfortable look for the Sharks.
Absolutely, you'll take that all day. The big fella at the ring just got to finish that. Stay in this zone.
Chisholm now, the Rapid League captain, dubs it off to Boomer, and that's the opening for the night-and-day Otago Nuggets.
Yeah, beautiful little pocket pass there on the wheel for the easy layup to start things off.
Helu likes to work.
Missed the switch down there. Tyson on the big.
Webster loves a three ball.
It's tough off the bounce. Little contested three to get things going. First points on the board for the Sharks for 26. Quake Webster.
Yeah, Quake Webster, tried and true Southland boy. Stayed loyal to the Sharks program as Thata goes to the rim and draws the first foul, heading off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the first time tonight.
He probably didn't need to block down on that young Jack Ramage, but tough call there. He'll learn that here, you know, he'll adjust.
2 shots on the way for Tata. Previously played with the Manawatu Jets last year, like you mentioned, Lindsay, the London Saints the year before that.
Yeah, hair looks good, Maya, as you were saying, off air. And those uniforms look great too, the old English on the front.
They have a little bit of that swan dry action as well up the top. Otago roots coming strong. Max Bose from the Chemist Warehouse. Tata just settling into his new stripe and his new home pretty well. Almost a turnover there for the Sharks. Snow does well to keep his footing.
I do like that, though, that the young guard was looking down the pipe for his big.
Hipster pulls up on a dime. He's hit one, feeling good. No good, and the pleasure of having your big man Wynyard down there.
What a nice way to start the season. That's one of the easier O boards I think you'll see this year, Maya.
You'll definitely see a few of those, that's for sure. Tata with his first triple of the game is no good.
So far been pretty effective with that zone and just keeping them on the perimeter for the Sharks.
Yeah, only 4 points so far on the night for the Nuggets. Nuggets now just applying pressure on the Sharks, making life tough, and well, that's not too tough for Wynyard.
Out of that similar action, just playing out of that middle on ball, and great little pass there for Tautoko to get on the board.
That's definitely what you want for your big man, right? That dominance down low. They don't have anybody who can match that, so that's what you want to go to.
Absolutely, he's the biggest boy out there right now, and great job of playing off 2 feet.
The zone proving to be effective from the Nuggets tonight. The Sharks, sorry. What do you think that decision is behind that?
I would say, again, being a little bit undermanned. You know, some of these guys normally would be playing in different positions and things of that nature. So just tactically a way to save bodies right now. And it makes sense with Tautoko Wynyard out there being so big.
Yeah, Tautoko Wynyard, of course, a massive talking point for these guys in the move down south. There's been a few of those moves down south. Obviously, Tata is another talking point in that sense. I mean, that's a big thing to shift your life like that for these young men, but great opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're starting to see that, you know, some of these guys are playing with, in teams where there's a loaded rosters and they're looking for other ways to, get minutes and things of that nature. So looking to move on.
Okay, so we don't need to be talking right now? Sorry, just experiencing some technical difficulties currently here in the Sky studio. We're hoping to rectify these very shortly. Of course, we never expect these kind of things to happen, Lindsay, but they just do, don't they?
They do. And unfortunately, there is a weather blitz coming through, which could be playing into this right now. We've just frozen up, so
the old cyclone
hang with us.
Happening this weekend. Yeah, hang with us while we keep going on. But Lindsay, this is a good time to talk about how excited we are for the 2026 season. It feels like just yesterday we were here for 2025 hoops, and now we're back again.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we're looking forward to tonight's game, the reloaded runners-up in the Southland Sharks, a brand new roster. They'll be very light today, but they've got the likes of Max Darling, Braden Inga, Caleb Asbury, Tobias Cameron, Will Ledger to add to the group. So very exciting, even though they'll be undermanned today. And then obviously, like we spoke about a little bit earlier, the Otago Nuggets are fully revamped, Ethan Rusbatch, Boy Tuach, Mike Henn. So it'll be really exciting to watch these groups play this evening.
Okay, so we're not on here. We don't need to. Okay, cool. So we'll get stopped. Yeah, I'm ready when. Thank you.
Sky, okay, Sky go. Got you.
At least it's just rapidly.
I'll keep that up for now. Way to start on the fire, Maya.
Yeah.
Felt like we were doing all good for those first couple of minutes. Just cruising.
I was like, I don't know.
This is cool. No, I mean before it
Oh,
went.
yeah.
Oh,
You're just like,
and then we,
yeah. It's just,
we can't, there's only so long I can talk about Toko Wanya after one layup, eh? Like, what a layup. Like, yo, why are you still talking about that layup?
2 wide open layups in a row. Wow. It's going to be done by the time.
You're great. We still invoice for the same amount.
Yeah.
That much.
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty bad, though. I guess somebody's probably going to be getting in trouble about that stuff, unless it's
I don't know.
every sitting on site. Sweet brother. Started at 7:30.
This whole night's been a mess already.
Poor Rob will be on the group chat like, what?
Yeah, literally. Okay, we're
He's
getting
like, okay, I'm going to be on site for the next couple. You ain't lying. Thanks, Casey.
As he sits at home, eh?
Yeah. I'm working with him tomorrow, so all good.
I'm like, no one knows what's going on. I'm like asking all these people questions. They're like, I don't know, man.
But again, no. I don't think if I hadn't just called him saying the tomorrow thing and passing, kind of said, yo, do you want to check those at 6:15? It was like, oh, like you.
Atlantis.
It would have been like the starting fives and all that. And even that was weird. Like every time
morning, Stefano. So sorry about the technical disruption that we've had tonight on Cyclone, eh? That old chestnut, but yeah, we're very sorry for you. All friends in whānau that were watching, and broadcast got really interrupted, but we are back, and hopefully no more technical difficulties for the rest of the night. Still working on getting our graphics back, but we are definitely back in action. Southland Sharks currently up 11-9 now, after that triple there from Toby Hunt.
Toby Hunt with a knockdown three. Again, secondary school nationals MVP out of Shirley Boys. Great to see him get on the board. Really nice player, kind of guard wing.
And they'll need plenty of those when they're sitting in this 2-3, the Southland Sharks. And how about that for an O board and an M1?
Yeah, that's his 6th point of the game, and he's already got 4 boards as well, Maya. So Totoko Winyua, massive impact coming into this Southland Sharks Rapid League team. Biggest player on the court by far right now and imposing himself.
Up to 6 points and 5 rebounds already. That's not a bad performance to put together in the Rapid League for a half.
About 7 minutes of play.
Makes that from the Chemist Warehouse and forces the Otago Nuggets into a BNZ player timeout. There's about 30 seconds left on the clock here, so smart decision from the Otago Nuggets.
And a great initiative, the player timeout, you know, ability for the players on court to huddle and talk about what they see. Come up with a timeout without necessarily the help of the coaching staff, and a lot of these guys are at a level where they can do that now, Maya, and start moving the pieces around on the board.
Player-led coaching. You love to see it.
Get them communicating. Looks like they'll be in this. Looks like they're keeping Totoko low, kind of trying to stay in that 2-3 zone look.
Of course, the BNZ player timeout brought to you by the Bank of BNZ and the initiative of win the ticket to the big game. Next time that graphic comes up, you can scan that QR code for your chance to get your school, group or sports community along to the NZNBL game this year. We're going to see that pop up once again as the Southland Sharks have now taken their BNZ player timeout again. Scan that QR code, get amongst.
Yeah, you'll see them advance the ball here, Southland, and get into their sideline out of bounds. Nuggets look like they got fouls to give. I believe it's 3 fouls to get into the bonus in the Rapid League. So if you wanted to be that guy and get strategic in the first quarter of Rapid League, you've got a foul to give.
Not sure they're that player-led just yet, Lindsay. Got to get into the season a little bit. Give them some time.
Yeah, just came from the Horomaka Classic, you know, so we're locked in.
Yeah, Lindsay is coaching brain all the way. Webster collects his own. Oh, just can't get it to go. Dying seconds of this one. The Nuggets might get a shot off. Bezit gives it to Hunt and makes it count. Lindsay, how about that for an ending?
That was a crazy, unconventional fast break, but Harrison Bezit with the great, what was that, a jump hook pass?
Yeah, I thought he was shooting it for a second. I was like, you know, fair enough,
yep.
And then end up being a dime.
Man, that was a dime. Great pass.
Well,
good quarter to set us off, Maya. Sorry to interrupt.
I mean, yeah, well, we're at halfway now. Yeah, I mean, we missed a fair bit of it, didn't we? But we're back now, of course. And, I mean, good hit out. And, you know, what we love to see is the fact that it's a 1-point game here at halftime.
It is, you know, and from a player perspective, love to see young Totoko Winyard out there imposing himself already in his first hit out with this group, 7 points and 5 rebounds. The other thing I really love about Rapid League, spoken about a lot last year, is just this site right here, you know, the older guys, the more established Sam Timmons, Tukaha Cooper, getting around the group, you know, that often you're training with and bumping against the whole week and sharing knowledge and kind of growing the young guys' confidence. Love that about the Rapid League.
There's your NZNBL Steel combo, $35 for some garlic knots and a full pizza. Scan the QR code or use the online code SalesNBL26. Hopefully that's the only steal going on at the moment. We won't steal the broadcast away from you any longer, hopefully. But you're totally right. Good to see the wisdom of these guys. And, of course, there is some young guys getting the chance to be in the starting 5 tonight. Lindsay, Tukaha Cooper, Dane Burtonshaw getting minutes with Darling out and their inputs still to come.
Yeah, and then from a coaching perspective, you know, Coach Bell and Coach Rowley, you know, they get to apply their trade as well as assistant coaches in the NZNBL, but down here in the Rapid League as head coaches, which is another great point about this league. You know, you're growing referees, coaches, your bench right before the big game each week, so it's a beautiful thing.
Justin Nelson would be, you know, heart-fluttering to hear you say that about his initiative there, Lindsay.
Yeah, shout out to Justin for this initiative and getting it on board for to grow our game here in Aotearoa.
Chemist Warehouse, of course, the official stats partner of the NZNBL. They've been proudly backing that aspect of the game for years now. Appreciative of all they do for both the Rapid League and the NZNBL as we make our way back onto the floor. 8 more minutes of basketball here, still to come in ILT Stadium, Southland. The Southern Derby, the first of its kind in 2026. It's a 1-point game for the Sharks.
Love to see them keep going to the big fella here. If you're Southland, you know, I'm sure they want to get through different looks and work on different things, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's a big, imposing body out there right now, and Otago look like they're a little bit smaller, have to play quicker.
7 points, 5 rebounds already for Wynyard, and a turnover right out the gates for the Sharks. Kicks it up to Chisholm, does Thata. Back to Hunt, slips in to bez it out to Chisholm. Great basketball from the Nuggets, and they take the lead.
Yeah, you can see they must have spoke about that little zone that they're facing. Did a great job of getting the ball to the nail. Kicked it to the corner shooters and knocked it down. Beautiful action to start them off for the Nuggets.
Just a textbook way to break a zone there, Lindsay. High on ball there for Wynyard. Fair bit of that action going on tonight.
Playing out of that action a lot.
Damage just nowhere to go, suffocated. And tipped away again by the Nuggets. A great start.
Yeah, great job there by Toby Hunt. Much smaller than Totoko Wynyard, but just stayed active and got his hands on the ball.
Boomer, Chisholm skips it over to Hunt. Hunt pulls up, can't bang it down.
And that's exactly the type of look the Sharks would want to, you know, give up against the zone, a kind of double contested 3 off the bounce. So plays in their favor, and I'd say that's why they're in that zone, Maya, to go back to your question earlier. You know, slightly bigger and probably not as mobile, but able to clog up the paint in the middle with Totoko in there, keep those quick guards out. Interestingly,
the Sharks are the one in the 2-3, but they're playing all 7. The Nuggets have not played Smiler and Jose and are electing to just go with a 5-man rotation tonight.
Yeah, and I guess you see that in some of these teams, you know, who I would say you're going to see those 2 young men you spoke of previous in the South National League, and sometimes they save them in the Rapid League game. But, you know, 16-minute games, shoot, these young guys better be able to play 16 minutes hard or come over here with me and we could talk about it, you know.
Definitely averaging at least above 30 for their school teams.
I'm trying to play all 16 minutes.
Yeah, coach, don't sub me out.
Great one more there.
Boomer, the big man from the corner. How about that?
It looks like he's got a really nice stroke, and now we're starting to see a little bit of rhythm and confidence. Back-to-back threes for the Nuggets, getting comfortable against the zone. Sharks might want to think about matching up for a couple possessions like that.
Yeah, great footwork there from Wynyard. He doesn't get the touch off the backboard, but it's a great look offensively as they should come up with it again. Image left all alone. He's a sharpshooter. Not that time around.
Great late contest there by Boomer, staying with the play. They'll stick with the zone. Nuggets feeling good right now from the perimeter.
Bezit gives it to Chisholm. He's hit 1 this half and makes it 2.
Is that 3 in a row? Might be time for that little player timeout, or again start talking about matching up. They're looking really comfortable out there right now from the perimeter, the Nuggets.
Seems like a pretty simple formula. If they hit 3 triples in a row, maybe you don't want to stick with that 2-3. It is what you give up. Cairo Lee injected into the lineup pretty late doors, with Will Ledger being ruled out, getting an opportunity, and now here he is at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Yeah,
and he'll be stoked to you know, be able to suit this evening and get some bump. You know, Will Ledger, a late withdrawal, unfortunately, with injury, the brother of Josh Ledger, but young Cairo gets the nod. And in these games, Maya, you can't let the lead stretch out too much. It's just such a short game, such a fast pace. You can pull it back quickly, but double digits is hard to rein in.
He'll want to have that one back, that's for sure. Cairo Lee, product of Southland Boys High School, makes the second one count from the Chemist Warehouse. Sub coming in for the Sharks. None at all for the Nuggets. I think it's going to be that way for the rest of this one. The Nuggets still battle with that zone offense. Can they run to get an open look here? Thata from downtown, no good. It's a fight for the O board. They come up with it, the Nuggets.
Another thing is susceptible in that zone, Maya, is those O boards. And interesting, they stick with it too, with big Totoko Wynyard taking a breather. Probably a little bit more mobile, have the ability to match up.
Yeah, They match up nicely with the squad. Maybe just a coaching decision, preserving some legs perhaps.
Aye. Well, Riley Snow's a big boy as well. They got in there, so a couple big bodies for Southland. Tibbins as well, so.
Yeah, that is a big body.
Must have some hits in those trainings.
Tata hands it off to Bezit. He's wide open. Looked good from where we were sitting. Hunt grabs the O-board over the top.
Kind of love the way that Tyson Thata's come into this new group. Again, after leading the entire league in scoring last year with the Jets, he's done a great job of facilitating a kind of undersized group to get them a nice lead here, but the three there will cut into that.
How about the young buck on debut, Cairo lead?
4 points in a row.
It's not a bad way to kick off your rapid league career, and that's the easiest call of the day for Matt Bathurst as Riley Snow gets up in the air.
Probably just getting a little bit too stretched, the two young guards at the top of that 2-3 zone, and just giving a little bit too much space for the Nuggets to operate on around that free throw line right now. Probably just want to look at shrinking the court like they are here.
Great pass into Boomer. Easy two for the Nuggets.
Those are frustrating ones for coaches, those little slip-ins right in front of the backboard.
Especially to your big dude, like, come on, you know he's the one catching it there, surely.
Oh, nice crossover. Oh, great rim protection.
Even better block there from Toby Hunt. That got the Nuggets bench up and happy, supporting their boy. Oh, it's a battle back and forth. Webster, he wins it with the triple. Come on.
Oh, that was awesome. Toby Hunt, sneaky athlete, and then caught him back with a little snatch back there. Quake Webster looking confident from the three-point line to start the season.
That was tough, Lindsay. Little game within the game, I think we're seeing.
KD versus Dylan Brooks yesterday. Made him touch the ground twice. Oh, little hands up for you, Quake. Were they talking out there? Great O-board, great O-board.
The teenage boys, Lindsay. And that'll end the third quarter of the Rapid League, 26-21. The Nuggets have really turned it around there in that third quarter, despite the zone. They're getting used to it. They're on a roll. And Lindsay, like you mentioned, those O-boards, just giving them second chance opportunities. O-boards,
you know, and you're susceptible to that in the zone, and obviously getting hot from the perimeter as well. You know, the Sharks are doing a great job of kind of stalling them out, but when you hit three in a row, it's probably time to make some adjustments. So well done for the Nuggets. And just notice there again, you see Ethan Rusbatch. I think he's going to be great, you know, coming back home, and for the culture of this group, just the energy that him and Zach were greeting their teammates with there coming off the court. You know, they're going to be great trying to turn this organization around for the Nuggets as they build back to the prominence of the, you know, the early 2020s when they won a couple of championships down there.
100%. It was a disappointing year last year for the Nuggets. They obviously finished last and only had 3 wins, and, you know, had some imports coming and going, but new ownership, new coach, definitely a new chapter for them.
Yeah, and it's always a slow burn when you're rebuilding, you know what I mean? And my understanding is they're doing a great job of doing that, you know, from the juniors up, and this is kind of like the last space to tap into with a, you know, with your full male and female offering. So salute to them, you know, building this thing back up and getting the likes of Ethan and Boy Tuach and some of these big names down to Dunedin for the season.
Yeah, great pickup, those two. See the veteran Rusbatch and Boy Tuach was effective with the Auckland Tuatara last year. Can't wait to see him in action tonight for the night and day Otago Nuggets.
It's rinse and repeat for both teams, 2-3 zone, and the Nuggets just get an easy nail hit and find that wheel man for a layup. It's kind of frustrating when you got someone as big as Totoko standing in the smile, you know.
You definitely see the familiarity of these Otago boys. A lot of them played at high school together. You can just see their connection, that Chisholm to Boomer connection. It's very strong at the moment.
I like this, a different little action out of the third quarter break there, a little Iverson action to get us started.
Webster does a great job bullying his way to the rim there, and a nice touch off the glass.
And young Quake Webster's looking really, really solid to start the season. A couple of threes, and his handle's looking good. Nice finish to the left there. Worked a couple of the games last year, so well done. He must have been in the lab.
Yeah, 8 points for the youngster already.
Nice little push shot there from Liam Boomer, just rimmed out, unfortunately.
Again on the assist from Chisholm as Tata picks up a off-ball foul, just chasing Will Jack over that off-ball action.
And looking at the referee points of emphasis that Ken Colson sent through Maya, you know, that was one of them, just freedom of movement. I think it's a really interesting point right now in the game of basketball, just how kind of physical things are getting. I think we're right at a tipping point, you know, of how much physicality do we allow mixed with skill. Obviously the game keeps evolving and we're always going to be pushing the line, but you know, it is right there now. You know, guys are getting really physical and we're riding that line constantly.
Especially if you're a team that runs a lot of off-ball action. That is typically the way to defend it. You get up and in and try to get yourself over, and that requires physicality.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of dribble pitch actions and dribble handoffs, and you're asking guards to kind of get into the other guard's body and not get disconnected, which can lead to, you know, contact. Basketball is a semi-contact sport. You know, it's not full contact, it's not non-contact, it's semi-contact.
Well, we love to see our officials making sure they have all eyes and ears peeled for the freedom of movement, and several other points as well. Yeah, looking over a lot this year. Of course, the big one last year was the legal/illegal screens.
Right, getting set. And just on that last play there, kind of cardinal sin for the Sharks. Tyson Tata just takes the ball off the rim and 3-4 dribbles straight down the heart of the defense. Just missed a sitter, and he'll get to the line for a couple free throws. They've got to be way more alert in stopping the basketball.
Product of, sorry, you go, Lindsay.
Knocking his free throws down there, Maya, which is always a bonus after watching that NCAA tournament for the last month, which was beautiful. But how many games were won and lost at the free throw line?
Too many to count. But how good for Aotearoa history. Charles Leger-Walker and Oscar Goodman doing the double.
Man, big shout out, big love to both of them to be walking on that stage and representing for Aotearoa. And yeah, Charlize obviously representing a culture as well and her people. So yeah, beautiful, and big salute to both of them.
Of course, Charles Leger-Walker, a chance to be drafted in the WNBA tomorrow night as well. That's going to be streamed on ESPN, I believe, so you can get amongst that here in Aotearoa.
Toby Hunt there, beautiful find from Tyson Tata with the corner three, and love what I've seen from him, the secondary school nationals MVP from Shirley Boys.
You kind of think, Lindsay, at this point, as the MVP swats that one away, at this point, it's getting to almost a double-digit lead. The Nuggets are comfortable from deep. That was their 7th triple. You'd think you're out of that 2-3 by now. I'm
matching up right now, Maya, and we're getting after it. We're fully up the court. We're blowing on balls up. You know, we're running out of time right now. I've never been one to just slowly fade out.
You are not going out lightly.
There's Quake Webster with a little hammer screen on the baseline. You know, he's looking great right now for the highest percentage shot in the game, the corner three.
Double digits now for Quake Webster. He's at 11 points along with a couple of assists in the tally there as well, but another 2 points for the Nuggets. And
Toby Hunt looking comfortable, just struts to the nail, the middle of the free throw line. That catch is just way too easy right now for the Nuggets, and just gets the easiest of basically a free throw.
Yeah, essentially.
But it's worth 2.
Sharks looking for an answer here. They've got to go relatively quick, given the time and score.
Playing out of that same action, just a little dribble handoff, dribble pitch into a middle on ball.
Yeah, Webster got pretty comfortable up there. As we mentioned, he's in double digits. He's hit 2 triples. Tata pulls from deep now. And the easiest O-board, they've given up a fair bit of those.
Harrison Bazette with another O-board. Great job there. Not allowing the easy kick ahead and enable a deflection out of bounds. Extra position for the Nuggets. Big play there on the transition defense.
Dangerous territory here. It's a 10-point game and only a minute to go. The Nuggets have looked comfortable coming out of that halftime break.
I'm about to send a text message to someone down there on that bench and tell them to take away that nail catch, Maya. It's the algorithm is stuck.
Well, and Chisholm just hit another triple from the top. I think the proof is in the pudding.
Oh,
and there he is again. Chisholm just everywhere on both ends of the floor at the moment. You can pretty comfortably say that the Otago Nuggets are going to walk away with this dub and an impressive 39-point campaign in Rapid League.
And am I correct in that all of these points add up, Maya, at the end? So that's why they keep playing every possession? Like, obviously, basketball, acumen is not to, run up scores, but in these scenarios, all of these points add up at the end of the year, so you've got every possession counts. Yeah,
Rapid League points count on the NZNBL ladder. So down the stretch, when there's the potential for the tie break or You know, you haven't quite got a couple of Souths NBL wins that you were anticipating. These are going to matter on the ladder.
Well, then, yeah, I understated that. That's actually super important, right? That's helped teams get into the playoffs the previous couple years.
Yeah, some of them have had some tie breaks. Just last year, actually,
yes.
I think there was traffic between 6 and potentially 8, 9.
Yes.
So, of course, you know, you don't take the extra shot at the end of Rapid League, you may be giving up that opportunity.
Oh, yeah. You know, we often talk about in these kind of scenarios where it is a short game and, you know, and you are up and playing the possession in front of you, and it's not to be disrespectful to the opposition. It's just to work on, you know, bigger picture stuff. These young men only get 16 minutes to play. They can't really take the foot off the gas, you know, and as a coach, you're asking them to play every position with meaning.
You've definitely seen that on these young boys as well. They give it their all. 5 seconds left in this one. We'll see what the Sharks can conjure up for their final possession. And it goes awry. Nuggets with a chance to end things off. That's it. He's going to draw a foul on the buzzer. Talk about playing to the end.
That's how you lead the league in scoring, right there, Maya. Push it all the way to the end.
He's happy about that one.
Emptied the tank out. And well done to the Nuggets. No undersized, but played super hard and come out with a convincing victory to start this off. And yeah, Tyson will get rewarded with a couple of free throws here. So that is how you lead the league in scoring. You play every possession.
Exactly right. And a chance for the Nuggets to crack 40, which is pretty impressive for a Rapid League outing.
Absolutely. And you got to be thinking, if you're one of these young guns, like, okay, surely if I start proving myself down here, you know, the coach is going to start giving me a nod if he's looking down the bench, you know, later in the evening or later in the season. So I'm trying to shine every opportunity you give me. So well done to them.
Tata out of Tawa College from Wellington. Like we mentioned, Rapid League All-Star 5 last year. 284 points overall in the Rapid League season last year. 15 a game. Played 20 games for the Jets in 2025.
Toby Hunt finishing with double digits in his Rapid League performance tonight for the Nuggets.
And that'll officially do us for the end of the Southern Derby Rapid League hit out. The Nuggets cruised fast in an explosive second half, you can call it, Lindsay.
Yeah, they blew it wide open. They were kind of trading punches in the early rounds there. Maybe halfway through the second, got hot from the three-point line and started hurting them on the O-board using their quickness, and it was a wrap.
7 offensive rebounds. We've taken a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. So 2 double-digit outings, Webster and Hunt alike. They impressed you?
Yeah, Webster looked great this evening. You know, Totoko Wynyard had an impact as well, and Chisholm, the captain for this group, he was great as well on defense.
Look at Wynyard there, grabbing them boards.
Yeah, probably had a couple more on him easy as well, and there you go, Oak Chisholm showing up on not only the scoring, rebounding, and again as a defender.
And there he is on the assist, 6 assists,
yeah,
man.
That's your Andrew Mulligan triple-double, Rapid League triple-double. The 555 and over, easy in the first game.
Message incoming in the group chat in a couple minutes there, Lindsay, and Hunt just capping off a impressive campaign with 3 steals as well. So that wraps us up with the Southern Derby Rapid League edition, but make sure you don't go anywhere, Whānau, because it is Friday Night Hoops for the NZNBL 2026 season, and we can't wait to see you there.
Let's start the Well, Coach, ready to go for week one. There's a lot new. Well, Coach, ready to go for week one.
Guys from a championship run, so Coach Jim is back, and what better way on the road against a rival with a team who was very, very close to getting the job done last year. It's a great measuring stick for us.
Good luck, mate. Wish you well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, Coach, welcome back. Here we Well, Coach, welcome back. Coach, welcome back. Here we go for 2020. Well, Coach, welcome back. Here we go for 2026. Little short. Well, Coach, welcome back. Here we go for 2026. A little short-handed, your boys here tonight. Tell us a little bit about the adversity you faced pre-season.
Well, I think adversity is the right word. We've definitely faced it. We have some guys out with some injury. We're missing some guys that are still playing overseas and stuff like that. But, my confidence is still high. We still got a good group. And hopefully it works in our favor.
Wish you well for it tonight, mate. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, Coach,
Kia ora te whānau, no mai, haere mai, and welcome in. We are all hyped up after that epic intro. The NZNBL season is back for 2026, and it's the first edition of the Southern Derby here in ILT Stadium, Southland. The Southland Sharks hosting the night and day Otago Nuggets, a rivalry for the ages. Maya Williamson here, joined by 7-time NZNBL champion and Tall Blacks veteran himself, Lindsay Tate. Lindsay, how good to have hoops back in 2026.
Kia ora Maya, kia ora te whānau. Super excited to be back, you know, working and watching these young men, you know, out here bowling again. Real excited. Southern Derby to start things off. Revamp rosters, new look. Let's get it on.
There is your You Shout vote. The Who Will Win poll, the Nuggets, the heavy favourites on the night. Scan the QR code, get amongst the fun and have your say. Lindsay, the Nuggets very much the stronger team tonight in terms of who they are missing. They are without Christian Martin and Matt Bardsley, but for the Sharks, they're without Darling, Cameron, Inga, Asbury, Ledger, and still an import to announce. That's essentially a starting five.
Yeah, they're basically missing 4 of their 5 projected starters, I would say, the Sharks, but returning the core of a group that was runners-up last year. You know, Jonathan Yim, Coach Yim, did a great job of creating a culture and turning that program around. I still think they're going to be a very tough out here at home this evening, and obviously a revamped Nuggets team that had a very difficult season last year, but a full turnaround this year, so they'll be exciting to watch. 2
very different stories, which we'll of course get to later. Pardon me. The Taranaki Ears with the first one of the season last night, Lindsay.
Yeah, big game. I think it was Xavier Green, the new import out there, turning up, had 30 plus, and seen a high flyer, Mr. Sand from the Jets, who was exciting to watch. A couple of dunks that kind of made me stand up when I was looking at my Instagram, so they'll be a fun crew to watch. Dante Russo-Nance and Coach Webster rocking over there.
Plenty more hoops to come, of course, here in 2026 and this week. The Hawks and the Phi tomorrow. A double header is the Tuatara and the Bulls. Saints and the Jets on Sunday, and rounded out by the Giants and the Rams.
Yeah, the Auckland Derby there, Tuatara and the Bulls. And hey, I'm working that Hawks game with Casey Frank tomorrow, so tune in, whānau.
Big day for LT. Big weekend for you, back to back. They're a pleasure for the viewers at home, of course. As we take a look at the night and day Otago Nuggets starting 5. We've got Boy Tuach back in the mix. Ethan Rusbatch, the veteran, coming down. Lewis, the new point guard. Zach McKenzie, and import Mike Henn. It's a good-looking squad they've got there.
Great squad, and I'm excited to watch Lane Lewis, you know, a point guard coming in, lefty. You see there in the back with his shirt off, just warming up. As a former kind of guard, really excited to see these American import guards this evening get after it and get amongst each other.
New head coach of the night and day Otago Nuggets is Jeff Sparrow, the doctor of defense. We caught up with him earlier today.
Ready to go for week 1. There's a lot new about the Otago Nuggets this year, new ownership. Yep. You're in the role newly, and of course some new faces. Talk us a little bit about how it's come together in the preseason for you.
It's been a heck of a preseason, to be honest with you. 5 long weeks, feels like 5 months, and we've had everybody boots on the ground since March 9th, so there's not much more you can ask for in terms of the commitment from the players and the coaches on that end.
And in terms of the Sharks, what's your sort of take on them and read on them? Have you what's the scout against these guys?
Yeah, I mean, they're returning core guys from a championship run. So Coach Yim is back, and what better way on the road against a rival with a team who was very, very close to getting the job done last year. It's a great measuring stick for us.
Good luck, mate. Wish you well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great to hear from a new coach within a new squad and a new ownership. Brand new look for the night and day Otago Nuggets. this time around. Let's take a look at the home team, the Southland Sharks, also looking relatively new and relatively light tonight. Ryland Jones, the import, the sole import tonight. Burton Shaw, a late injection into the starting five. Tukaha Cooper, who was outstanding last year in 2025. Max Stoddard back connecting with his roots, and of course Sam Timmins back in the mix as well.
Yeah, big year for Tukaha Cooper. You know, he's stood up last year at the end of the National League season and had some great growth with the Breakers, so be exciting to watch him rock and continue to grow in the New Zealand competition, given some free reign to play.
And of course, the man at the helm who changed the Deep South for the better and got them to the silver medal last year, Jonathan Yim, is back on top of the Southland Sharks. We caught up with him earlier today.
Well, Coach, welcome back. Here we go for 2026. A little short-handed, your boys here tonight. Tell us a little bit about the adversity you faced pre-season.
Well, I think adversity is the right word. We've definitely faced it. You know, we have some guys out with some injury. We're missing some guys that are still playing overseas and stuff like that. But, you know, my confidence is still high. We still got a good group here with us. And I know they're going to play their asses off. And, you know, we're going to compete and we're going to see what happens at the end of the game.
What about this Nuggets team as an opponent? It's hard to get a read on anyone, obviously, in the first week of the competition. What's your take?
Well, we're going in blind. They haven't played any preseason games, so we don't have any idea what they're going to be doing. You know, Coach Sparrow, I know he's new this year. He was there with them last year. Just watched a couple of his Rapid League games and stuff like that. He has a lot of intensity and energy. He gets his guys to play really, really hard. They've recruited really, really well this offseason. So, you know, like I said, we're going to compete and we're going to try our best, and hopefully it works in our favor.
Wish you well for it tonight, mate. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Going in blind, he says, Lindsay Tate, rolling the dice.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like they've both had two different build-ups. You know, one's had boots on the ground for a month and one's kind of coming in blind. So we'll see what it looked like.
Here's your Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. Of course, a 12-8 season for the Sharks. They were the runners-up of SouthNBL 2025. 3-17 for the Nuggets. They were the wooden spoon. And our players to watch alongside the offense and the defense of last night are your imports, Ryland Jones and Elaine Lewis.
Yeah, Ryland Jones, a rookie coming off a 6-year college career, played at some big schools out of Utah and Utah State, so looks like he can shoot the ball. Going to be an exciting matchup in Southland this evening.
Of course, we are grateful you're joining us here on Sky Sport as we take a look at our match officials, Matthew Bathurst, Regan Ashley and Blake Rosanowski doing the God's work. As I was saying, thank you so much for joining us here, wherever you're joining from, whether that be Sky Sport, ESPN over in the US, FIBA YouTube for any international viewers, or the Friday night special. We're live on TikTok tonight, Lindsay. So if you've got any questions, chuck them through, because between the breaks, you get exclusive access to, well, me, which is kind of boring, but to LT.
Yeah, I don't know about all. You're going to have to jump me in on this, Maya, the TikTok dances and all that, you know.
Not a
guy. I never caught it all.
Not on the For You page of TikTok, I don't think you are. Lindsay's week about to get underway. How exciting is this? The Southern Derby back for 2026. SouthNBL back for 2026. Plenty of new faces, and of course still a chance to get your votes in for who you think will win through the Your Shout vote. Scan that QR code. Have your say. Some heavy Nugget supporters tonight.
Yeah, interesting, coming off the season that they had to be such heavy favourites in game one, but, you know, revamped roster, returning hometown, tall black, Ethan Rusbat, you know, young gun, Zach McKenzie, great to see him out there. Dilworth product, who kind of went over and played in the Big V for a little bit, and now he's getting the opportunity to start this evening. Elaine Lewis and Mike Hen, we haven't spoken about him a lot. Looks like a, never judge a book by its cover in warm-ups, you know, looked like a kind of a big banger, but he was out there with like great footwork, handle, shooting it off the bounce, and we watched a few highlights earlier, so keep an eye on him, the big fella.
Yeah, plenty to look out for here tonight, both the imports and the local talent. Of course, the Sharks are rolling with the solo import that you can see on your screen there, Ryland Jones, as they await Caleb Asbury and still have an import yet to announce. There is your ball girl for the night, standing with some big bodies there. Of course, if you are wanting to see the exclusive access there on TikTok, you can head along to the Sky Sport NZ TikTok. Should have clarified that. when I mention that. Don't want to rob anyone of the chance of getting to hear us between the breaks. And we are underway. Friday night hoops here in SouthNBL 2026 season. The Nuggets with the first possession. Boy Tuach in Auckland last year, making the way down south, and that is an early foul.
Bit of a ticky-tack call there on Tukes to start things off, and Zach McKenzie bouncing off the jump ball there, Maya.
He can get up. He can get up. Tuach liking this matchup once again. Hen showing his ability to be a playmaker early.
Yeah, it looks like a very physically imposing guard there. Lewis, obviously against kind of the diminutive Jones, so contrasting styles. And interesting, they're playing Tukaha here at the 1 and Jones off the ball in more of a off-guard position to start things off.
Sharks now the first offensive position for them. Jones, he's getting active early. Timmins looking to be a playmaker. Here's Jones again. Can't find any success. Dying shot clock, no good, and it's a violation to start things off for the Nuggets.
Oh, and a great set. I mean, you're not going to get a better look than getting it to the biggest guy in the building and the smile, and came up a bit short, but good look for the Sharks to start things off. First position on the walk-up.
Tuach comes off the action there from Hen.
Spoke about that, Maya, just watching warm-ups, how I said, man, if I seen a guard like that down there, I'd be trying to get to that post up straight away, and it looks like that's exactly what Coach Sparrow's lined up for his import Lewis there against Jones down there, smaller Jones, posting him up to start things off. A couple of turnovers, though, trying to get that entry in.
Yeah, they haven't had quite the success they wanted on the offensive end to start things off, but done a good job slowing the Sharks down initially, as Cooper is off the mark with that one. Nuggets, they've got to watch out for that body.
Hey, and that's where it's going to be this evening. You know, if Sam Timmins can impose himself on those O boards, it's going to be a long night for the Nuggets and enable the Sharks to hang around.
Hen now involved in everything so far. Lewis looking tough out there. We've seen him shoot, we've seen him do it. Can't make it count, Hen, but I think we're going to see plenty more of that.
I mean, the one thing you did see is it looked like they were kind of passive on that on-ball coverage, so he's probably more of a penetrator, I'd guess, taking a look at that than a perimeter player, but it's very, very early right now. Like Coach Jim said, they're kind of coming in blind, missing a couple of tall blacks, you know, Caleb Asbury, who was one of the better imports or better guards in the entire competition for a group that came runners-up last year in a very hard-fought final against a awesome Saints team that have reloaded again this season.
Yeah, just a 5-point loss. It was an 88-83 win for the Saints in 2025. As 4 points on the board now for the Sharks.
And you can see there Michael Hen's a big guy, and so is Miller Host, but Sam Timmins is just way too big right now for them, just bullying his way to the rim.
Speaking of the devil, there is Joyce with the offensive rebound.
Southland big, they got Max Stoddard, Totoko Wynyard down there, and Ethan Rusbatch gets on the board, turning the corner for the easiest of layups.
First bite of the cherry really offensively at all for Rusbatch with that play.
The kind of flow action that Southland played a lot out of in the Rapid League. And like we said, Ryland Jones, knockdown shooter, that's way too easy. Just one more. Rhythm 3, line up, start things off for Southland, great start.
Yeah, a little flare screen in there for Jones. The Sharks doing a good job getting him open, and that's definitely a shot you want to force if you're the Sharks.
Yeah, a little stagger action there for Ethan, and got it back to Zach McKenzie. Probably not the shot that the Nuggets want right now to start things off, even though he can shoot that thing. Sorry, Maya.
All right. Timmins rejects it and gives it to Jones. Jones toying with it. Miller Joe's doing a good job stopping the shorter guard, and it's a turnover. Nuggets now off to the races. Definitely a foul there on Tuach. I believe that's going to be on Ryland Jones. It's going on.
Yeah, great active hands at the other end there by Isaac Miller Joes, and kind of a unorthodox one there. Just kind of like, did he catch his leg when they were running down? Couldn't quite see it, but
yeah, let's focus on the Ethan Rusbatch absolute bullet that he was throwing.
The overhead jump pass.
Love this one. This Let's see what the Nuggets can do here offensively. They have a couple of good looks, but some errant positions. Going back to Ethan Rusbatch
nice
is
action.
not a bad strategy, and can't open his campaign from downtown just yet, Ethan Rusbatch. Timmins showing off his handle. Too much, just the length, getting up in the lane and disrupting. He goes coast to coast.
And that was him all last season for the Tuatara. Great pickup for the Otago Nuggets. Boy Tuach, kind of a super athletic, versatile wing who's really good in transition. There's Sam Timmins again. They've got nothing for him down there right now with their bigs. Got to have a lot more resistance and might have to look at doubling that or fronting it, something different right now, because he's just eating whenever he wants.
Nice dig through from Lewis. Tuach can definitely shoot it from downtown. Hesitated on the first one.
He had some big scoring outings last year for the Tuatara, so you're going to have to touch the basketball on those closeouts, the Sharks.
Tukaha Cooper floats it over to Simmons. Can't get the and one. Hit everything, but it's a lovely action out of the two-man game.
Beautiful action there, and Sam's playing as a facilitator himself, kind of in those flow actions, and now the recipient of, you know, an easy look off that on-ball action, and doing a great job for the Sharks to start things off. About to have his 8th points on that missed little layup there, but he'll get a couple of freebies.
Definitely going to eat up tonight. So far from what we have seen, Sam Timmins, the 6'11" big out of Otago originally. He's bounced around a little bit, played with the Nuggets for a good portion of his younger life, been with the Rams, the Bulls, and the Sharks. Back for his second year.
He played at university 4 seasons, Washington Huskies. Great career.
Had a great career with Washington. Started all 4 years, I believe.
Low-key, one of my favorite rappers in the basketball game as well.
Forbidden
Sam
Fruit.
Timmins, shout out, yeah.
Forbidden Fruit, it is
You
an
don't know, get on
absolute
that
track.
Spotify. Quake Webster checking in was great in the Rapid League Maya, you know, looked like his handle and his three-point perimeter game was on point. Nice finish with his left hand as well, so he's been working on this stuff in the off-season.
Yeah, hard worker out of Southland. Great to see them rewarding that young local talent. Tuach hits a beautiful midi step back.
Beautiful. I would say they're probably a little bit of a settle for me. Would have preferred to see him kind of put his shoulder on the smaller Jones and try and get him into foul trouble early here in the game, but he can get that whenever he wants, Boy Tuach. Great pull-up.
Just had to clean some sweat off the floor, and we're back underway here. Sharks still with the 11-6 lead. So 5 minutes. Let's go on this one, of course. If you want the exclusive access and some chat between the quarter breaks, you can hit the Sky Sport New Zealand TikTok. Jones pulls from deep, Webster the O-board.
A lot of switching from the Nuggets, kind of getting mismatched there.
Stoddard, is it 9-3?
Great rebound there from the wing guard, and Rusbatch, a great find.
Miller Jose.
Athletic, he looking good early in the season. Running the lanes there, and great find by Ethan Rusbatch there for the easiest of slams.
Jones kicks it over to Stoddard.
Sam Timmins is just beating on that boy down there right now.
4 defenders. 4 defenders to try and stop him.
His head flying back, and he's not flopping at all. That's a big body to deal with. Great find there. Just put it right in the pocket, and man, he sat down on that thing. He's feeling good about himself.
He can get up, that's for sure, Miller Jose.
Love how they got the championship edition on the sleeve there, the left collar, I guess it is, Maya, just kind of showing the championship status within the NBL historically.
Yeah, well, Sharks definitely had a great run. A couple of championships under Judd Flavel. Close to one last year, and definitely a chance to go again this year. Timmins, the little floater, he is cooking early.
Yeah, he is. Just not enough size out there to deal with him right now. And you're right, Maya, historically, we were speaking about it off here. Some great teams to come out of Southland. Paul Hanare led. You know, the late, great Kevin Braswell, would be remiss not to mention his name on air. Big love, so great whakapapa down here in Southland.
100% a long-standing history down in the deep south, and we remember Kevin Braswell very fondly for the effect that he had on Southland basketball. Not only contributed, resting in love, of course. As Timmins is just proving a force to be reckoned with.
And that was a great probe there by Tukaha Cooper, and the late find for Sam Timmins, and Caleb Smiler, who's just checked into the game out of Fraser High with the foul. He was with the Nuggets last year as well.
Ramage in the mix for the Sharks. Getting the young guys some burn early here. Simmons averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds a game last year for the Sharks. Him and Alec, a dynamic duo, twin towers last year, proving a very hard scout for the rest of the league.
A big loss, obviously, but some massive games still yet to come. Like we said, you know, Tobias Cameron and the likes of these guys, Asbury, you know, they're going to load up and they're going to be fine. They're going to be a real tough out this year. And it's a blessing that, you know, Quake Webster and Ramage, they get these early minutes in the season. You kind of seen that with Tukaha Cooper the last couple of years. He got jumped in out of necessity, and here he is, fully growing.
Absolutely had the chance to be a development player with the NZ Breakers as well. Jose working on Timmins there. He left it far too long.
Great job on the O boards there.
Smiler and Thata as well in for the Nuggets. Some other young talent. Breakers cut for Ramage. Gets it to Tukaha Cooper.
Tu's got the size mismatch off the bounce over Tyson Thata. Probably settled there as well, Maya. I'd like to see him kind of put a shoulder on him or get to the ring with his, you know, his size advantage. He's very skilled, Tukes.
Definitely feeling each other out. You can sense that. This first quarter action, it's always the way it goes, is Rusbatch and Timmins getting into it a little bit in the backcourt.
And both teams, I'm sorry, the Nuggets will be in the bonus now. You know, any fouls after this, the Sharks will be shooting. Sharks got 1 foul to give at the end of this quarter here.
Sam Timmins got to start paying rent at this Chemist Warehouse stripe. This is third triple already, and we're only 7 minutes in.
Man's got 11 of the 14 points right now. He's going to be asking Coach Jim for a pay rise after the halftime if things don't change out here, fellas.
We saw how light they were, took the responsibility.
I'm sorry, Nuggets in the bonus right now, Maya. One went up a little bit late on my end, so they'll be shooting for the rest of the quarter. Southland every time they got fouled. Again, another advantage of having such imposing size in there. Not only is he stacking up points, you know, your players are racking up fouls. And that's going to be their best way to stay in this game, Southland, I guess, right now, playing against a smaller, more versatile Nuggets outfit.
100%. Not much size beyond Timmins, aside from Totoka Wynyard, who just checked in.
And Max Stoddard's not small, you know, he's pretty bouncy.
Well, how about that from Thata? Just checks in and bangs one from downtown.
And that's kind of the next stage for Tyson. You know, he led the Rapid League in points per game, and by the looks of things, has come down to the need for a little bit more opportunity and would like to start transferring some of that success to Sal. So great shot for him to start things off the bench.
It's a nice overboard there from Jones, who chops it off to Wynyard, just couldn't make it count.
And he's doing a great job of rim running right now as well, at least, you know, keeping those bigs honest for the Sharks. And is that Zach McKenzie with the three?
Yeah, McKenzie in the corner.
The lefty.
Love to see it. Big man stretching the floor. It's back to 1 point now after a hot start from the Sharks. Jones.
Ooh, strong.
Bumps off the physicality. Selfless basketball. Probably had a shot there.
Yeah, a little back foot pivot, and probably just his size there made it a bit difficult to make that corner hit. A couple southpaws out there for the Nuggets, you know, and Lewis and McKenzie, which kind of make the angles a little bit different to mark sometimes on those closeouts. And if Zach can hit that 3 down consistently, you know, his ceiling gets a lot higher. So great to see him being aggressive from the perimeter, getting a couple threes up already. They've got to do something with this, Maya. If you let Sam Timmins have 4 dribbles in the paint one-on-one, when he's already got as many points on the board as he has, he's going to keep stacking up.
14 early points of 17. Lindsay, that's unheard of.
I think the doctor of defense going to have to start fronting or send a double or something. And Coach Sparrow's been great in regards to the game planning with that for the Nuggets.
Thata getting another point to go on the offensive end. He's been a welcome injection off the bench.
And Elaine Lewis looks like he definitely puts a lot of effort into working defensively, which you love to see from your imports.
Great pass there from Jones. Snow can't make it count.
Another youngster getting some burn here, Snow, who might not necessarily see it when they get 4 of their 5 starters back, but great wheel by him, just left it a bit short.
It'll be interesting to see if it's the first quarter getting them in, or they're going to be part of the rotation going forward in terms of the rest of this game.
The old coach killer, the step on the sideline, Maya.
We've all done it. We've all done it too many times.
Just after they've hit one as well.
Yeah, he was ready for that heat check. Had Zach McKenzie on his left too in case he needed the extra pass to another shooter. Got a little horn set here into a stagger for Tukaha Cooper. Well defended here by the Nuggets.
Well, they can't go under him. I think you heard someone yell that from the sideline, and he punishes them right away. Rylan Jones, he can shoot that thing.
His second triple already of the ball game.
You don't go to Utah and Utah State at that size, Meyer, if you can't hoop.
100% definitely going to be part of his caddy is that 3-ball. Lewis doesn't look so comfortable from deep, getting to the rim on Cooper. Can't get the finish.
And you can see his preference is probably to play off the bounce. My man here does not have a preference to play off the bounce, though. Reload, 3 here. Ooh. Love the freedom that he's playing with, though. You know, again, if you are kind of small in stature, you have to have the ability to be able to move freely around the court and play with that kind of irrational confidence. Otherwise, what are we doing out here? You know what I mean?
Exactly right. And he just hit one, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to pull that.
Otherwise, I'm going to go be a jockey or something, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. And as a shooter, you don't often miss 2 in a row, you know? If you miss one, you're not going to miss a second often.
I actually had a young man breaking it down to me the other day on a flight on how the more shots he takes, the higher percentage the next one is of going in. And he actually won me over with it.
Because what would you know, of course, Lindsay? What would you know?
Oh, nice find there by Hen. Little reverse pivot to create space for Ethan Rusbatch on the curl. Beautiful finish by E.
Yeah, great finish by Ethan Rusbatch and a great end to the corner. Not a bad little heat there for Rylan Jones.
You can see little Dame literally shot that from the logo easy. So we got a shooter on our hands, I think, Maya, for this season to watch out for. Rylan Jones.
It's been an exciting first quarter here for the Southland Derby. The first one of its kind in 2026, 20-18. We'll take a quick break here on Sky and we'll be back shortly. Hello here on TikTok. Welcome in to the exclusive content that you get between quarters. Maya Williamson here with Lindsay Tate. We've got the Southland Sharks playing the Otago Nuggets in Southland. We'll take a look at some of your questions. Are they playing in Invercargill? Yes, they're playing in Invercargill.
Even though it's got night and day in the middle of the court, which could be confusing because they're the Otago Night and Day Nuggets.
Yeah, that is confusing.
Fair question, fair game.
Xavier Perrin says both teams could use the 6'10 demon from Mags.
You ain't lying. Plug.
What else have we got here? Wow, the Nuggets are getting a hiding. They're not really getting a hiding, are they?
I don't know if that's fair. It's a 2-point game at the quarter.
Thank you for all your questions. Make sure you continue to shoot them through here on TikTok. We're here all the way through. And make sure you join us here on Sky Sport. We'll see you guys very shortly. No mai hooky mai. Welcome back here to Sky Sports. NZNBL back in full swing for 2026. And it's the Southern Derby. Of course, it would be rude not to start the 2026 season with such a game. The Southland Sharks hosting the Otago Nuggets, and it's been an exciting first quarter, Lindsay. We've seen some stuff that we like and we dislike from both spots.
Sam Timmons looked like Will Chamberlain right now. He is on track to have, what's he got, 14 and 6? Yeah, he's on track to have like a 50-20 game, so they're going to have to adjust on that one.
Him and Rylan Jones, who just scored that bucket there, are the only Sharks to score so far.
Yeah, and again, not to sound like a broken record, but missing 4 or 5 starters, but they will need others to step up and produce this evening if they're going to have success against the Nuggets. Great find there on the back cut. 2 fouls for Boy Tuwach as well, just to watch out for the Nuggets. He'll have to buy a couple minutes on the bench for their win. Great find.
Jones been a really good facilitator here early as Ramage, the young gun, gets the back cut at the foul.
It was a great cut by Ramage. You could see the man who was last on defense just lost sight of the corner, and he cut the corner for the easiest look of the layups. Almost had an and one, but get a couple of freebies here, and the Southland can get set. Sam Timmins can catch his breath, figure out how he's going to score again at the other end real quick.
Just saw Jonathan Yim and Regan Ashley having a pleasant conversation. It genuinely looks like they're enjoying each other's company in that sense.
And great to have Coach Yim in the league. You know, mad style with the sweaters and best hair in the competition. If you ask me, you know, if I could pull that off, I'd be all over it. I'm going the opposite way.
Where does he get the gel? Where does he get the gel? Yeah, you need like a little donation from Yim, I think. McKenzie finds Rusbatch. He's going to pull that all day long, and there it is, Ethan Rusbatch.
And there's that little stagger action they run for E out of the corner, and I was wondering why Zach wasn't looking at the ring after, you know, going 1 for 2 from the three-point line, but he obviously knew that the primary action was for Ethan Rusbatch, one of the best shooters to come out of the country, and he found him, so he'll get in the assist column there, young Zach.
I like that look there from Timmins, finding the cutting snow. That corner back cut just seems to be on a fair bit there, Lindsay.
Yeah, that last man there in the smile, that weak side defender, just losing sight right now. So, you know, basketball foundations are always ball and man. Get your pistols up, you know. C2, or you're susceptible to those back cuts for the easiest of layups.
Mike Hen here in a distributing role. Decides he wants to go downhill instead. Fades away on Timmins. Not a bad move. McKenzie cleans up the O board. Lewis now attacks the mismatch. That's an easy bucket.
Yeah, there you see, he just had the mismatch with Mac there, the big on the wing, and got by for his first points of the entire competition. Welcome to the league, Elaine Lewis.
Yeah, played in Canada previously.
There we go, Maya. They finally made that adjustment with the hard double on Sam, and the problem with that is you got a shooter out there, and if they're going to rotate off anyone, it better not be Rylan Jones.
He's only hit 3 threes.
Yeah.
How about that duo already showing some chemistry, Timmins and Jones. Lewis dumps it down to McKenzie. It's messy. Lewis comes out with it. Rusbatch takes it on himself. Timmins just too big.
There's a couple of shots there he's altered again. Not necessarily from north-south, but just being so big, taking up space.
Timmins squares up.
Again, they don't send the double.
Burdenshaw, he can shoot it. Great rebound, Rusbatch. Nice kick ahead from the Nuggets.
Little kick ahead.
And one, Caleb Smiler.
Again, like heavily working in the high school space, Meyer. It's such a subtle thing, but that one kind of breakout dribble to the kick ahead, you can see there it was basically 2 dribbles and what's that? 2 dribbles, 4 dribbles for a layup, you know, against a defense that's semi-set. I think we can do a much better job just across the board of kicking ahead and letting the basketball work for some of these easy layups. Getting a little bit too bogged down in secondary actions unnecessarily, I think, at times.
Yeah,
instead of playing that primary.
100%, a little bit of a lost art form in that sense, Lindsay, especially in the professional game. And you love to see that from an import. Oh. You don't love to see that if you're the Otago Nuggets.
High school basketball. What? That was like a practice play there.
They could not have been any more set.
And how does Burdenshaw not dunk that? Yeah. Come on, my guy.
One chance, dude. One chance.
Oh, surprised he didn't pull that.
It should be a travel call on Rusbatch, who's confused about that one. Jeff Sparrow seems to have no objections, I should say, sorry.
See him put up a double fist action here, which looks like a little bit of extended pressure, a little zone pressure maybe.
Well, he is the doctor of defense.
There you go. There we go. Little trap in the backcourt, speed things up. I like that different look.
Cooper from downtown, all alone, hits everything, but doesn't find the bottom of the net. That's a frustrating one as a player. And we're going to see a foul on the rebound going the way of the Night and Day Otago Nuggets.
And I guess you take that as a win if you're the Nuggets, you know. At least you didn't give up a wide open 3 to Jones or a layup to Timmins, you know. A kind of a scramble 3 to Tukes from the corner, so they'll take it with a score tied up here. Boy Tuach back in with a couple fouls and got the smaller guard on him, so will just play within himself. He can get that shot whenever he wants, though, Maya, against the smaller guard. So it's Styles right now, you know, at the other end. You're going to have to deal with the spacing of Jones and his perimeter shooting, and Sam Timmins' interior presence.
Physical out on the perimeter there from McKenzie, closing the space of Stoddard. Jones going to have a quick break here. Webster and Ramage back in. So Yim really trusting this deep rotation into the second quarter as well.
You got to respect that out of the coach, you know, trusting his young guys. And these guys have been around the group for a little bit now, a couple years, and they had to do something similar last year. Kind of started the season off slow with some late additions and had a really successful run late. So I'm sure he takes confidence from that. And that's where Tuach is at his best, Maya, just being a menace defensively in the lanes, using his athleticism, his length to get deflections and get out for dunks.
Sharks gave up a smart foul there, stopping him in his tracks. Lucky to avoid the clear path, but did a good job stopping Tuach. Otherwise, that would have been a problem. We would have had a highlight play, that's for sure. And we're seeing our first timeout of the night, as the Nuggets have resurged from behind to take the lead 30-28. Tuach has proven to be a menace in the passing lanes. Russ Badge heading up as well. And for the Sharks, you may be thinking about what else you can do offensively outside of Timmins and Jones. Not much contribution.
Right now, just to keep an eye on too, Dane Burdenshaw and Zach McKenzie have just picked up a couple of fouls, and looks like Zach will stay in the game right now, but as a starting big, especially so undersized, they'll have to be careful to protect him for these next couple of minutes.
Jeff Sparrow taking over the night and day Otago Nuggets this year. Was an assistant coach last year, now at the helm with some new ownership. Love the intensity from him so far.
Yeah, and you can see he's done a great job of getting, you know, a revamped group together, getting new energy around the group. Obviously had them for almost a month, which is kind of rare at this level, and they look like they've had a good build-up, respectfully compared to, you know, what kind of was put out last year at this stage. So great start early on here for the Nuggets, trying to, you know, rebuild to their glory days.
100%. 2020 was their last championship. As we take a look at the SouthNBL Steel combo. How good does that look? A cheeky pizza and some garlic twists. It's $35. You can scan that QR code or use SouthNBL 26 as we are back underway. Nuggets with a slim 2-point lead. Lewis, so physical to start things off. Stoddard must have clipped him on the arm.
You know, smart play by Lewis. You can just see he's got Quake Webster, the youngster, on him, who's unfortunately a lot younger and smaller, and just playing a bit of bully ball there to get to the cup. And love to see Tukaha Cooper get a little bit more aggressive here. You know, again, kind of heavily undermanned the Sharks, and he's kind of that third option for this group, really growing into his role moving last year and showing a lot of development. So love to see him get aggressive here.
Alain Lewis, 29-year-old, makes the first from the Chemist Warehouse. He played 4 years at Carleton University in Ottawa. He's played in the Canadian National League in Macedonia, Spain and England. Now bringing his talents to Aotearoa, New Zealand. Makes both from the Chemist Warehouse. Of course, Chemist Warehouse contributing to the Hoops and Schools Fund. Every made free throw contributes towards that in cooperation with Basketbol New Zealand. And there he goes, Lindsay, right on cue.
Right on cue, and I like that tough take and pretty good defense as well, but beautiful finish by Tukes. And Sharks got to be careful here, no fouls to give for the next 5-6 minutes. A little bit of foul trouble to deal with. Quake Webster's pushing his luck. Don't know if he knows they're close to the bonus. Great little wheel there by Zach McKenzie and finish with the lefty. Playing with a lot of confidence, Mike, to start the season, which is great to see from the young man.
Yeah, 5 points already from, like you said, the young gun. A big responsibility for him tonight in the starting five, and some fair few minutes already. Is here we go in transition. Miller Jose picks up a back-to-back foul on Stoddard. Just that pressure on the full screen there.
Yeah, and you could see there Coach Sparrow and Lewis kind of chest bumping at halfway. You can see why he's got Lewis, Sparrow. If he's defensive minded, then that's a guy, that's a dog right there. He gets after it defensively. So he's going to be the leader of that for this group.
Miller Jose at the Chemist Warehouse stripe now with the Manawatu Jets. Last year, a freak athlete. Definitely Plenty of highlight plays set to come from him. 6'10" out of Porirua. 27-year-old's been with the Huskies, the Saints, and of course, like I mentioned, the Jets.
Done a great job of getting them in the bonus here early, the Nuggets, and stretching this lead out to 2 possessions. Kind of turned up the, we've seen it earlier, they turned up the defensive intensity and kind of started stretching the court out to 3/4 a little bit, and it's just changed the dynamic of the game these last couple minutes.
And that pressure definitely affecting the way that these guards can even operate. Looks like they potentially could be in a zone there. I might be wrong, just some really nice packed defenses. Cooper pulls it from downtown. Great move.
There you go, Tukes. Make me look good, bro. Let's get aggressive, man. You were right, though. Might look like they might have shown zone and gone to man almost on the first pass or action. Some of these actions a little bit clunky on the sideline for the Nuggets.
Smiler finds a lane. Kicks it out to Russ Batch. Doesn't need much time to release. Here come the Sharks by way of Rylan Jones. He's got 3 triples already and 11 points.
That was a great job by Hen there, just getting back and building a wall for Boy.
Timmins, he's got 14 already. Jones could have been his 4th triple.
Totuko Wynyard checking into the game here for some minutes.
How about that battle down low from McKenzie and Wynyard, and an easy 2 for Hen. What is going on? We've seen a lot of wide open layups, Lindsay.
Yeah, game 1 of the season, I guess, Maya. That's the second wide open leak out. And Sam Timmins with a deep catch. You see they're sending Smiler there off the passer.
And there's an illegal screen from Totuko Wynyard trying to set that pin down flare action, and he was moving.
I just saw McKenzie go fly. That's all I see. Great kick ahead again. For the easiest of layups for Mike Hen. He'll be happy to get on the board there. After all the banging he's been doing at the other end.
Oh, absolutely. He has had a heck of a job going against big boy Sammy Timmins as we take another timeout. 38-33 is the scoreline. Like mentioned before, scan the QR code. Get some Friday night dinner. Treat yourself ahead of what could be a hectic weekend up here in the North Island.
See there in the back, young Will Ledger, younger brother of Josh Ledger and cousin to Charlize and Crystal. He was a late pull from tonight's game. And obviously Burton Shaw got the nod, but just another young, talented player to add to this roster for Southland moving forward. So pretty exciting for them.
I mean, when you mention the name Ledger, we have to say it. Charlize Ledger Walker creating history for Aotearoa. Oscar Goodman and her doing the NZAA March Madness double, both getting a championship with their respective schools. Amazing news for Aotearoa.
Outstanding. You know, they're going to go down in the history books forever. Never been done before. You know, representing for a country and, you know, in Charlize's instance for a culture as well. So it's been huge on so many layers. So salute to that to all of them, and obviously to that whānau who have been massive to the whole whakapapa in the game, all the way from Shorty and the sisters. So yeah, big love and salute to everybody involved in that. When they win, we all win.
100%. You could just see the country rejoicing.
And the way she carries herself and does it,
totally.
you know, it just, I think it shines a great light on all of us. Such a stand-up human being.
And then the 3-on-3 Tall Blacks, of course, winning the Asia Cup. And just on Charlize Ledger Walker declared for the WNBA draft, which is happening tomorrow, New Zealand time. So make sure you're paying attention or watching on ESPN. There's a chance our girl is going to the dub.
Oh, yeah, they say all of them Bruins girls are going. So, yeah, all the best, though, to Charlize. That's the one we're going to be watching for in this part of the world. And she deserves it after everything she's done and been through. Here we go. He's going to put his back on him and go to that post game.
Somehow got the shot to go up. I don't know how he managed to do that, but he's going to take advantage of that matchup all day long.
Did a spin move runner, but it was effective. You know, same thing though, Ma. You know what? You know, you get that small guard down there and get him. You know, wear him down, start getting those fouls on him, and have to go sit down so he can't be out here knocking our eyes out with these threes. That's the way to do it. Smart play by the veteran.
He's frustrated on that one. Dispatch, unlike him, to miss one of those.
You can't believe he's a veteran already, just like that. Still looking great shape though, man.
Does look good. Must be that plant-based diet.
There you go. Always had a great energy about him, so great to see him out here leading the crew.
33 years old. His first NBL club, in fact, was the Southland Sharks. He's
33 years young.
33 years young. That is so offensive of me to say. I'm so sorry.
We've got a little zone action type there, and Totoko Wynyard just too big right there. There's some big boys, Totoko and Sam Timmins in there.
That is no easy feat for any opposition. 4 points is the lead now for the Nuggets, looking comfortable. There's that length of Totoko Wynyard. Nice off-ball action here for the Nuggets. Lewis pulls from downtown. Both actions.
Okay, there we go. He said, oh, you said I couldn't shoot it. Here you go, take that home with you, sir. Stroke actually looked good.
Oh, and one from Jones. Took the hit like a champ. Let's see that again.
Just kind of in the mush defense there. And Lewis looks like just such a physically imposing guard. He didn't even really know that it brushed him like that, but Jones went down. He'll get the extra one here.
He's probably got a few kegs on Jones.
He definitely looks like a strong combo guard, point guard, for sure. It's great to see the different styles, though. That's the beauty of basketball, you know.
Makes a three-point play count. Does Riley Jones.
A couple small guards out here for the Sharks right now with Webster and Jones. Looking to take advantage of with the length on the wing. This one right there, boy, Tuach.
Tuach is on fire already. 9 points for him in his first triple.
Like it over there. Coach Sparrow's getting into it right now. He's like the sixth man out there. This is great to see. Bringing that energy. You know, he would have had a tough year last year, Maya. I think he assisted when they lost like 15 in a row at one point. That's a flop.
Yeah, they went 3-17 and got the wooden spoon, the Nuggets. So it was a tough year.
I understand him getting into it. You know what I mean? Good on him.
Yeah.
Great move there by Tooks. I love that. The post up just left it short, but I'd love to see him getting aggressive.
Tuach has just hit one. Uses the shot fake. Got the mismatch on Jones. Pulls it from the top. Oh, back-to-back triples for Tuach, and it's a double-digit lead.
He like playing with a cone out there right now. For him, he's just too small for him.
Oh, and that turnover is costly for the Sharks. The momentum all in the favor of the Nuggets right now.
And you have to say that the doctor of defense, if that's what they're calling Coach Sparrow, he's definitely, you know, got them playing with energy and applying themselves on the defensive end, which looks like it's got them in a 7-point lead here.
And an unsurprising timeout called by Jonathan Yim here. It's gone into double digits. There's been a unforced error for the Sharks. What do you think the corridor is there from Coach Yim?
Obviously a little bit of foul trouble right now, and the pace of things has, I think, turned and playing into the favor of the Nuggets. You've seen in the first quarter they were just pumping it inside Meyer and taking advantage of Sam Timmins, and obviously that was freeing up the perimeter for Jones, and they've just turned up the defensive heat right now, the Nuggets, and it's totally stifled the Sharks and enabled them to get a double-digit lead here with less than a couple minutes left before the half on the road.
Potentially a bit more versatility in the offense as well. Tuach up to 12 points. Rusbatch has 10. Lewis up to 7 now. McKenzie chipping in with 5. Whereas the Sharks, they're doing a lot of reliance on both Jones and Timmins, who are at 14 points apiece.
A lot, you're right, and that's why Tooks needs to get aggressive, because everyone else, if they have scored, is basically on deuces or 2 points, you know, so that's why they really need Tooks as that third option, which he's doing right now. He's definitely got more aggressive in the second quarter, which is great to see. Great signs, though, from the Nuggets after what they've been through.
How's that get up? There's a
That is Southland right there.
That is that dirty South pride. Doesn't stop once you get that gold bus card, that's for sure.
Little horn stagger for E again. Ooh.
Oh, how about that? Boy, Tuach gets up for his first, but definitely not his last dunk of the season.
And these corner cuts are wide open right now, just losing that vision on the baseline. Beautiful action on the setup.
12 points the lead, Lindsay. Stoddard misses the bunny. Yeah, he looks stressed.
Just missed the sitter there. They can't draw up a better action or get a better look. Max Stoddard has to finish that, especially when Zach McKenzie's on 2 fouls. You've got to go through his chest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, he can hit that.
Yeah, he likes it from downtown. He hasn't found his success just yet. But if you're the Sharks, you don't want to be giving up that shot.
No, they want to touch the basketball. They got lucky there. Boy Tuat shooting that lane. They want to send the double if you're the Nuggets.
Going back to the tried and true formula. I'm a little too little here as well. I don't know if you saw that, Lindsay.
Totally fair game. I like this by Boy. If I'm getting aggressive right now if I'm him and going.
Interesting that the Sharks have kept with that matchup. As Hen actually stand push pass.
A little bit reluctant to get too aggressive because he's got 2 fouls as well and doesn't want to pick up an offensive.
Russ Bench has to throw up the hospital shot. Whoa. Almost makes it count. And it's going to be the final possession here for the Sharks.
We could have got a quick 2 for 1 there if they wanted to, but look like they're opting for the just 1-on-1 each. A couple subs ready to check in. Don't know if they'll see their time here.
Goes away as Timmins gets Burden Shaw a look. So that's Tukaha Cooper.
Oh, that's a bad foul.
Not what the doctor ordered whatsoever, I think.
Coach Jim stressed out.
Yeah.
He definitely stressed out on that one.
Luckily, he can afford to lose a little bit of hair because he's got plenty of it.
There's nothing worse than fouling in the bonus when the ball is at the other end of the court with 5 seconds left when you're down double digits.
Yeah, down 10, absolutely.
I think they might look at using their player timeout here, maybe, or do they still got a timeout to use?
Yeah, both teams still have their BNZ player timeout to use.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just use the player one, though, and advance it for a little sideline out of bounds play.
And we definitely need it, otherwise they're going into halftime down 12 potentially after these from the Chemist Warehouse.
And Hen, you can just see off these free throws, and from watching him in warm-up, he's got a nice stroke.
Already got 3 assists, Hen.
Yeah, good passer too. Great vision, great feel. Play a timeout here for the Sharks.
There it is from Sam Timmins calling the BNZ player timeout. Chance to win your ticket to the big game. You can scan that QR code. And we have 5,000 tickets up for grabs to give away to any school, community or sports groups to come along, see an NBL game in the flesh. Scan that QR code, chuck in your group's details and grab your ticket to the big game. As you can see, it's quite a spectacle. Some good hoops up and down the country.
Going to be an exciting year. A lot of local talent, you know, some talent tracking over from the Australian League as well. I believe outside the NBL 1, we have the most players playing from the ANBL in any league. So a lot of talent down here.
Final possession. Ryland Jones makes it count on the buzzer. The American out of Utah has finished the half with 16 points.
And you young guards, look at this beautiful height that he puts on that finish. No lines, basically, we call that, playing in the clear part of the glass. So beautiful finish from Ryland Jones.
Thank you for joining us here on Sky for the first half of Friday Night Hoops. If you want some more chat, you can jump on over to the Sky Sport TikTok. We'll see you very shortly. Well, hello there, TikTok. Sal's NBL action here on Sky Sport and Sky Sport TikTok. Someone in the comments was going on about how whoever invented the NBL games on TikTok needs a pay rise.
Okay.
I reckon. What else have we got
fair
here?
Game, why not?
We have a fake Lachlan Albrecht account asking, get Toby Hunt on.
Yeah, I like Toby Hunt. I'm with that fake account right there. I like that young man. I'd love to see him get a chance, especially if they got a little bit of buffer right now. Fair game, Coach Sparrow. It's like I'm handling business. Don't tell me who to put in the game.
Where is Jokic? Not quite the right league.
Wrong tax bracket.
Yeah, not the Nuggets. Not the right Nuggets that you're thinking about. Money on the line. Which team are you choosing?
The Nuggets.
Yeah, they're up by 12, so...
It's not a fair question right now. They're up, yeah.
We want Toby Hunt.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think everyone wants Toby Hunt.
The young boy is getting some love. Fair enough. He had a great Rapid League performance as well. Out of Shirley Boys, defending national champs.
Stephen Adams. No, he's not. He's not quite.
I don't think he's playing, no.
No. Can we bet on this?
He sure can.
Yes, you can. You can bet on everything nowadays. Of course, we are live on TikTok the entire game, and we're live between each and every break answering all your questions, so continue to fire them through. See the atmosphere here building in the IT Stadium, Southland. How about that get up? She looks like she's done that herself too.
Oh yeah, that's a homemade job for sure. Look great. Sewing the hat, I would say.
Yeah.
What you know about sewing, Maya? Knitting.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Number 13 on the Shark needs to be a model. I mean, that's probably a good little.
13 on the Sharks. Who are we talking about here?
Dane Birdshaw. He's a shooter and a model,
Okay,
apparently.
He's a handsome young man.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on TikTok. We're going to be back very shortly. Keep firing your questions through, Whānau. Keep firing them through. On the other side of this break, we'll be back. Koriti whānau, no mai hoki mai, and welcome back here on Sky Sport. It's been a spectacle of the Southern Derby to kick things off for NZNBL 2026. The Otago Nuggets looking comfortable in the first half, and a nice 52-42 10-point lead. Lindsay, what have you liked from them so far?
You know, revamped group. Love the energy that they brought on the defensive end. Slightly smaller than the Sharks, but been doing a great job of kind of sharing their load at both ends. So it's been a really fun group to watch, and they put 52 points on the board, which is a whole lot considering it's game one on the road.
Take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, and there's a bit of a stark difference here. So Sam Timmins and Ryland Jones obviously doing a great job for the Shark, but it's a bit more spread offensively for the Nuggets.
A lot more balance, you know, and you've even got like a Tyson Tatapaese coming in with 5 points off the bench, and you can see like two guys are basically scoring everything right now for the Sharks, and Tukes is going to need to do a little bit more. Sam Timmins been massive on the boards, and Max Stoddard, that's obviously the advantage of the Sharks right now, kind of banging away down there, and Mike Hen will probably need to get on the boards a little bit for these Nugs on the way home. Zach McKenzie's been great for them as a young fella stepping as a starter, I feel like.
Lewis getting in his penetrating bag as the point guard. Mike Hen as well, the big guy.
Yeah, you see he's a big guard as well, Lewis, so that's your point guard getting you 4 rebounds, which is a luxury, leading you in rebounds and in assists. Sam Timmins with 3 and a block, so he's all over the place right now. Mr. Timmins needs a little bit of help. Ryland Jones has been great though for them. Obviously first game out as a rookie and a pro, so what a start for him. 16 points in his first pro game, well done.
And at 6 foot as well. You know, that's undersized nowadays.
Never judge a book by its cover.
What do you think the Sharks need to do here, Lindsay, just quickly before we wrap up, to, you know, make amends in the second half?
Obviously, they need more production right now. It's very hard to win at this level when you've got basically 2 players scoring 80% of your points. So offensively, they're going to need to spread the scoring production around. Defensively, they're going to need a little bit more resistance. Like the Nuggets, I think, turn up the heat a little bit more energy.
Thank you for joining us here on Sky Sport. If you want some exclusive chat, you can head over to the Sky Sport NZ TikTok. We're there very shortly. Otherwise, we'll see you on the other side of the break. Hello, TikTok. Welcome back. I can see your comments. How many 6-7s can we jam into this frickin' comment section, guys? Get it out.
They're still 6-7ing out there?
Apparently. Okay. How do I join the team? Unfortunately, it's a bit late for that, I think, Lindsay?
Which team?
Just apparently someone wants to be in one of these teams.
Yeah, maybe if someone get injured, you might need an agent or something, though.
He might need to do a little bit more. How do I join the Nuggets? I'm 7'7".
Oh.
Well, in that case.
Yeah, you need to message the coach ASAP.
Yeah, right now. How much is a ticket? Well, we get free tickets, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of giveaways as well, isn't there, Maya? The BNZ giveaway?
Yeah, well, if you keep watching and there's a BNZ player timeout, you can scan the QR code and get some free tickets. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
For me, it does. I'm one of those guys.
Absolutely
How
right.
about you? There we go. This pineapple balloon on Pete. This one TikTok on. Okay.
For anybody wondering, we just got to confirm that we are in Aotearoa, New Zealand. This is the NZNBL or the NZNBL League. It is the Southland Sharks playing the Otago Nuggets. It's a 10-point game at halftime. The day and night and day Otago Nuggets, I should say. I'm the best point guard on God.
Oh, who's that? Who is that? What's that handle?
Ta.
Come on, Ta.
Come on, Ta.
Come on,
Ta. Toby Hunt. We're getting a lot of Toby Hunt fans.
I'm with it.
What else do we have here on TikTok? Keep firing your comments through and your questions. Sorry, Night and Day. I got their name mixed up, Day and Night, and they've just commented, whoa.
Apologies.
I'm very sorry.
We were talking about off air, you know, a stalwart down there. We love it, going there all the time.
Yeah, I'm from Christchurch, so, you know, I'm a South Island girl. Right, well, we'll give you a little break here on TikTok. We'll be back very shortly for the second half of action and then back at the third quarter break for some more exclusive chat, so keep your comments coming through. No mai hoki mai, iti whānau. Welcome back here to the NZNBL 2026 Friday Night Hoops here at ILT Stadium, Southland, hosting the good old Southern Derby. The Southland Sharks, silver medalists of 2025, taking on the Otago Nuggets, the wooden spoon of 2025, but they are rewriting that story. Maya Williamson here, joined by Lindsay Tate. What a first half outing it was for the Nuggets.
Yeah, and just taking a quick look at the numbers, Maya, shooting the lights out in the first half. 55 from the field, 68% from two for the Nuggets, which is kind of wild.
That is kind of wild.
40% from the three-point line, which is just what you asked, and 8 or 9 from the free throw line. If the Sharks don't start getting some defensive stops, it's going to be very, very difficult to win at this level. Also, 7 turnovers for them at the half, probably, well, it is, that's too high as well. So, you know, if they tighten up on those two areas, they're going to have a shot at home.
Scan that QR code and get amongst yourselves NBL Steel Deal of the Week. It's a large pizza and some garlic twists, $35 a pop. Like I said, scan that QR code or use your online code SALSNBL26, valid until next week. For the Sharks, the output from Sam Timmins and Ryland Jones has been high, 16 points apiece. Not much production outside of that.
Nah, like we spoke about, you know, them two boys have come out really hot, and Ryland Jones, it's his first professional game, so he'll be pretty excited to start off with 16. It doesn't always track that way, you know, but again, a couple of these other brothers are going to have to step up, and it'll be the likes of Max Stoddard, Tukaha Cooper, I think, in the second half. And, you know, early days, just getting comfortable and working the cobwebs out here in the first half on the road, of the season, first game.
Yeah, first game for both of these squads. Just one NBL game has already passed. The Manawatu Jets and Taranaki Ears last night, showing off in the season opener. This is the first campaign for either of these, and naturally got to tap into the South Island rivalry.
And again, from listening to both coaches speak pre-game, you know, Coach Yim, without making excuses, kind of addressed the fact that they did get together a lot later than he would have liked, and a lot of this is out of his hands with people still being overseas that are very valuable or injured. And the opposite with the Nuggets, you know, they've been able to have boots on the ground, coaching staff and players for about a month, and I think you can probably see that in that first half, you know, just a little bit tighter as a group, a little bit more connected right now, and it's showing on the scoreboard. Even the way look at them right there, like the way they're huddling, you know, they're on point, they're all engaged, the bench is behind. other players. These little things are actually really big, you know. Last year at times, these timeouts were a little bit scattered, you know. People were checking out the cheerleaders and seeing what was going on in the crowd.
Saying
And they
hi to
locked
Mum
in
in the
over there.
crowd.
Yeah, it was TikTok and all that. Lot of shouts for Toby Hunt to get out there, Maya, in the TikTok world, which I'm cool with. I agree with it.
Look, I think he's got to get in. We are being hounded on TikTok for Toby Hunt to get on. Like, when I say hounded, I mean all I can see is just Toby Hunt, Toby Hunt, Toby Hunt.
For those of you that don't know, Toby Hunt, a great young talent, went to Shirley Boys last year and won the secondary school's MVP, kind of in a big upset for them, I would say, from the jump. A great team and great young player, so hopefully we get to see him this evening. But Coach Sparrows, I would say they're going for back-to-back wins, Maya, for the first time in forever, if you count last year's game. So
it feels good. Scan that QR code and have your say. Who will get tonight's win? The Nuggets, they were a landslide here. It's evened up a little bit. A couple of Invercargill loyals have come to the party, but scan the QR code, have your say at yourshout.vote.
And great to see Zach out there. I was lucky enough to be around him when there was a facility up here in Auckland called Hoop Quarters for a couple of years, and some of the community up here, some of the brothers were helping him out, trying to find his way as a kind of a raw young man, and lovely young man and family, and to see him out here contributing is great. He can shoot that thing.
He absolutely can. It's a great look for the Nuggets out the gates. And the Sharks see what they can do for their first offensive possession.
Luxury having a big that can pick and pop like that. They'll go back to the well here, the Sharks, with Sam Timmins.
Looking to get Tukaha Cooper a look. Kicks it out to Burdenshaw, who has been labelled as a model from someone in the TikTok comments. You can head along to Sky Sport NZ TikTok if you want to get amongst that chat.
You could see there Sam Timmins kind of just trying to facilitate a little bit and get some of his teammates involved. Probably understands that it'll be hard to win the game with him and Ryland doing all the scoring.
Early foul here for the Sharks. Trying to get a stop on the downhill pressure of the Nuggets. Lewis. The catch to Hen. He's been great at playmaking tonight. Twist the screen. Tuach kicks to Hen from deep. Can't make it count, the big man, but he looks comfortable out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see if they're going to play in that kind of double or drops action, he's quite happy popping and firing away. But so having said that, they'll pick their poison. Southland, if he keeps missing, they're just going to keep defending it the same way, I would assume. Oh.
Nick Stoddard almost not even looking to get that catch, and then Ryland Jones just throws it all the way over Timmins. Messy position.
There's that, you know, they had 7 turnovers already, and that's a sloppy one this early in the second half, you know. It kind of shows that it is the first game of the season.
Lewis brings it up. He's looking to facilitate. Nice action here from the Nuggets. Lewis just being aggressive to the rim. Stay Nuggets position. I like that. Trying to get his head down, get to the rim.
Yeah, using that size advantage right now. Trying to bully his way downhill.
Gets the on ball from Hen.
Interesting though, as a lefty, looks like he's quite more comfortable penetrating to his right than coming back to his left to finish, just as an observation.
Sometimes that is the way.
Well, a lot of right-handed dudes love going left, especially to get into their pull-ups because there's less movement.
Yeah, yeah. Were you one of those?
I'll take it any way it's going, Maya. I was one of those.
A nightmare to guard is what I'm hearing.
Oh, I was about to say that Zach McKenzie looked like he was hobbled a little bit because he's a great athlete. So Isaac Miller-Jones will check in and get him. Hopefully he's all good.
He might just fall on a bit funny and tweaked a little something. It's physical.
I like that action.
Nice batch, catches it in the mid-range. Finds something to work. A mini Gortat screen there from Jose, who snatches the O-board. Tuach all the time in the world. Great tip there from Burdenshaw to Jones. Jones. Miller-Jones does a good job to kick it with him.
Great job from the big there, walling up and stopping the guard.
Burdenshaw, no success from downtown. Here comes Tuach. This
where he's at his best.
is dangerous.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
No way. No way!
He just hit him with the 360 push shot and trans. That's tough right there.
The John Wall patterned move.
Yeah,
So much.
you're right. The John Wall. Great call, Maya.
Thank
Here,
you.
get it to him again. There we go.
What else can he do?
Hey.
Do it again.
That was a heavy stop.
Nothing
What
else
a
Jones could
solid
do.
Stop, jump, stop, and pass there by Tuach.
Look at him, he's smiling.
He took that hit good. You see, Sam Timmons grew up with that rugby background right there. He's not going to take no charge. He just stood his ground.
Yeah, impressive job.
That's what, I think they're talking about it right now. Say, damn, bro, you big.
Mike Ken will calm things down with a couple from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Rocking the Karate Kid headband.
I like that. You don't see many of those nowadays.
Little Rafael Nadal joint.
Yeah, he does look like
Roger Federer.
Yeah, the haircut too. Out of Kirkland, Washington, the 28-year-old. He's been playing in Japan and Salatiga in the Indonesian League. 4-year collegiate career. Good to see him out here in Aotearoa. Plenty more to come from him, I reckon. Seeing some flashes of some real good stuff.
Looks like a skilled big. Yeah, he'll find his way. I mean, one good thing is the imports haven't been in foul trouble, which normally the first couple games, the bigs, you know, they kind of trying to find the whistle, and that's been great. They've been able to play.
Great off-ball cut there from Stoddard. Sparrow is animated on the sideline.
I like it, you know, within reason, as long as they're not over. I love to see it when the coaches are engaged and they're bringing energy in it, as long as they're not all over the refs and stuff. And look who's talking here.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see. Aggressive coverage here on the ball, Maya, from the big.
Yeah, bit of indecision there from Stoddard. Had to fire
Short
away.
clock. That was a great call defensively.
There's a coach killer there, though, the offensive rebound. Another chance here for the Sharks. Timmons.
Short clock off the O-board.
4 seconds now. What's going on here, Timmons?
That was like Tuach's finish, the 360.
Not
Let
quite.
the ball go, E. There we go. Got a numbers advantage here. Sam's behind the ball. Probably hit the one more to the corner. Half second late. Still got it there, E.
Oh, there it is, Tuach. Off the assist from Rusbatch, his second of the game, and Tuach up to 19 points, 3 or 4 from deep.
Yeah, quiet 19 as well, but he's playing great, and great find by E there. You can see they're excited, worked up. Sparrow with the double from the sideline.
He wants to get in there and
They're
take a
not even
stab at
sending it
Timmons.
anymore.
Great move, Sam Timmons. Been quiet so far. His first points of the half. They need more of that.
Yeah. If I'm Otago, even though I've got this buffer, I'm still sending that double. You know, right now, there's only 2 guys that I'm worried about until somebody else starts imposing themselves.
Lewis just imposing his will downhill. Showing a real versatile player today. Sparrow looks like he's on an absolute mission on the sideline.
Yeah, I like Lewis. You know, he's got 7 points already. Could get up to 9, 4 assists. He's being a real menace defensively and leading them from that end. So solid pickup for the Nuggets. And boy, Tuach, man, they're going to be fun to watch together, those two. Because Lewis doesn't look like he needs a whole lot of shot attempts to be effective. So he can get that ball to Tuach. Fun group.
7 points from him tonight. Only actually taken 3 shots. He's got 4 assists.
And same with him, he doesn't look like he's thirsty, so it's kind of a luxury that you've got, you know, a couple of imports that are out there that'll just play what's in front of them, and they'll be aggressive or be facilitators. And young Quake Webster checking in here, trying to change the energy in the game.
Was the leading scorer for the Sharks in the Rapid League game earlier tonight. Young local Southland boy from Riverton, just outside of Invercargill.
Caleb Smiler check back in as well to get some burn here in the third.
Sam Timmons bullying on Zach McKenzie. Great touch, Sam Timmons.
Not sure why they're not sending that double. It was effective in taking that away, and if they let Sam get to that right hook, he's going to eat all game. So I'd like to see them adjust on that. Great find.
Oh, blocked away by Timmons, but slams it down. Jose and the celly in the face of Timmons.
Great block and great put back there, and he's looking great athletically, Miller Jones. Love his energy and his movement.
Timmons thought about it, doesn't hit it. Should have just pulled it.
Yeah, a little bit hesitant, a little bit clunky on that one. Either pull it or just heavy steamroll downhill, and Zach McKenzie looked like he might have something going on with that foot again. Great find by Smiler and great rim protection. And then that was just off the spot.
And he is
flexed on him. You see young Zach limping out here. Maybe some cramp action. The cramping epidemic been buzzing me out lately. What's going on with it?
I know, sometimes it looks like someone's torn their ACL and they've just...
Back in my day.
Classic LT.
He never used to cramp.
He's never had a cramp in his life.
Oh, great. Great control there by Boy Tuach.
Ken, great move to the rim. Too long, Totoko Wynyard just disrupting the rhythm there.
You're trying to use his kind of footwork there to get around the big fella, but he's just too big, too much width. Great hands by Miller Jones. Great hustle as well.
He's everywhere.
Looks great for them. Great pickup from the Jets. Another one, they got him and Tyson Thata.
Tuach, great kick to Hen. In rhythm, the catch. Still can't find a success from deep. He's 0 for 5, but it looks good.
I mean, if you're shooting 5 of them, then you probably can shoot, you know? And to go to my point earlier, the more he shoots, the better chance he's got of the next one going in, as it was told to me.
This is true. This is true, LT.
Miller Jones on them boards again, picking up another position and a foul for the Sharks. So,
yeah, loving what I'm seeing from him. 6 points off the bench, 5 rebounds and 3 steals already, and a block to go along with that. It's not bad.
He's been great for them, and obviously working with Coach Sparrow's been working wonders for him early in the piece. Hen will get a quick break.
It's a pretty decisive lead at the moment for the Nuggets. They've just shot out to it, 62-46.
Foul trouble as well, Maya. They've got no fouls to give, so they can't really turn up the heat too much. Otherwise, they're just going to be giving up free throws, so they're going to have to be smart.
Has to be said, though, Lindsay, the Sharks still expecting essentially a starting 5. Max Darling out, Cameron, Inga, Asbury, and another import yet to announce. They're all overseas, and
Will Ledger, probably
Will Ledger.
6th, 7th man.
Yeah, was it late?
Great find.
Tuach just gets the contact there from Stoddard, that kick ahead that you love so much there, Lindsay.
And again, like, yeah, it's subtle, but you see how effective it is, right, Maya? If we're constantly just putting pressure on the defense, putting pressure on the referees, getting to the free throw line, creating rhythm and confidence, it can be overwhelming for another team, especially if they're undermanned, and you can see them kind of getting frustrated and a little bit of fatigue setting in as well because they can't rotate as deep as they normally do. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Nuggets early on.
Do believe that's Stoddard's 3rd as well.
Yep, and they'll be in the bonus for the next 3.5, so tough sledding right now.
Tuach makes it a 20-piece on the night for him.
He looked good. Went to Mexico after the Tuatara and come back looking great right now.
Yeah, had a great season with the Tuatara last year. 16 points and almost 5 rebounds a game. Had 31-piece against the Tauranga fight. Labelled as a swingman, and that's just the truth. He really does it all, Tuach. Here come the Nuggets
Great
again.
Quick ahead, Maya.
They love the pace. Tuach goes to the left hand. Webster tried to get that cheeky foul call there.
That'll be his 4th. He actually did the right thing. The problem is, Boy was just so athletic, he adjusted his body in the air, which is probably most of the games Webster's been playing in. There's not many guys that can do that. But Boy just jumped and went, I'll just go on this side of your body.
That's a welcome to the league kind of moment.
Yeah.
Just, alluded to that foul trouble. 4 for Webster, 4 for Ryland Jones, their starting point guard / import, who has had a good game offensively so far. 3 fouls for Stoddard, 4 for Webster, like I mentioned. And for a team that's already running thin.
Love what I've seen from Jones, but I would assume that'll probably be the one kind of thing he'll have to work through this year. You know what I'm saying, Maya? Being a smaller guard, having people kind of game plan to attack him and physically kind of beat away at him, similar to what I've seen Della Vadova and them doing to Bryce Cotton the whole year. You know what? The whole series in the ANBL, just like beating them down physically that way. That'll be the Sharks' adjustment, but it'll be a lot easier when they've got those other boys around to kind of support him.
Yeah, Caleb Asbury taking a little bit of heat off of him.
Absolutely. You can push him off the ball, and man, I hate to see him coming off turnouts. Or you help off him, and it's going to be a problem.
And of course, Cameron in there for some more playmaking. Yeah. They still have an import even yet to announce. There's just so much more to the Sharks team to come.
Pretty sure Asbury led or was close to league leaders in assists last year as well as a facilitator. So
yeah, was the league leader, that's for sure. A block on the perimeter by none other than Miller Jones, who's having himself a game today.
Beautiful find and still playing off these kicker heads and with his pace, Meyer, and they're rewarded. And Miller Jones rewarded for his defensive intensity, alertness. Wheeling on the baseline, will get a couple of free throws.
Otago Wynyard just late there on the rotation. Did his best to contest. There's Miller Jones, the 27-year-old at the Chemist Warehouse. Of course, every make on the Chemist Warehouse stripe goes toward contributing to the BBNZ and Chemist Warehouse Hoops and Schools program. 10 points a game and 6 rebounds last year for Miller Jones. Battles that second one out. Doesn't make either of the two, and that's free pizza for everyone in the stadium, I believe.
Oh, that was what the cheer was about. Okay, I got you. Caleb Smiler with the little ticky-tack one there, unfortunately, on the O-board. Riley Snow checking in for some burn, these young guys.
Yeah, he's going deep into his bench, old Yim.
Doesn't really have a choice.
No, he doesn't.
Unfortunately, at this stage. Oh, great shoot by Zach, who's still kind of half hobbled out there by the looks of things.
Yeah, manages to still get a turnover, even hobbling. Yim just looking frustrated, potentially a little bit flustered.
Okay, here, is this our guy?
Nah, it's not.
He was so excited, he took his whole singlet off. Love it.
Harry Bezzett.
This is exactly what you want, though.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing worse than looking down the bench and they taking their time to get up there. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely right. He couldn't be more excited.
There you go. You've always got the guy that's staring holes in you at the end of the bench, eh?
Yeah,
every time.
I'm ready.
I want that guy.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think Toby Hunt is well due for a
Great
sub.
find.
Smiler too long on that one. To watch just the length, the athleticism. He is having himself a night. 3 steals.
And that's him. That's where he lives at. You know, just a pest defensively, athlete, running lanes, great finisher. Coach Sparrow is engaged in this game. He is over there in the stance.
Kuta, quiet by his standards tonight.
Good D.
Tuach gets back up on his feet. Cooper from downtown.
Good D.
Burdenshaw somehow came up with the O-board, made something happen for them. But like you were saying, Lindsay, a great defensive position for the Nuggets.
Yeah, Bezzett there, he's just got to get a hit when that shot goes up and finish that possession. But otherwise, it was a great kind of 22 seconds from the Nuggets. They just need to finish positions. And
G Sparrow just absolutely stitching up Thata there, saying he's going to get on and then saying, oh, actually,
I'm sure he'll get him in. He'll get him in.
Oh, absolutely he will. The great impact off the bench for Thata. He's got 5 points. Had a triple when he came in, yet to miss a shot.
Yeah, what a luxury adding him to their roster.
Totally. Dane Burdenshaw misses the first from the Chemist Warehouse and misses the second. Then Snow on the O-board. Burdenshaw from deep. Doesn't have any luck from downtown tonight. Known to be a good shooter from deep, Lindsay.
He struggled a little bit to start the season, but like you said, no one to be a shooter, and shooters shoot, so nobody's touching the basketball. He's going to need to continue to be a spacer for this group. And from the Nuggets, I'm getting to the paint right now. We're in the bonus, and we'll just keep killing you softly.
And doing a great job being a playmaker in that 5 spot. Smiler, indecision.
Probably had the little shot there, just second-guessed himself, a half beat.
Webster. Timmins.
Missed Tuka Kuta on the back cut there.
Snow now having to play make. Webster floats it into Timmins. They're going to let him cook. No double comes. I tried to touch it off the glass there, Timmins. Too long. Here comes Lewis. He's dangerous, ball in hand. Great pickup. Tried to float it over to Bezzett. Didn't quite get it to go. Cooper now. Timmins surveying.
Just getting a little bit terminal off these kind of actions in semi-trans now, you know, just dumping it into Sam in the kind of semi-extended post. And even though they're not doubling, I guess fatigue's kicking in a little bit, you know. He's have to play off 4 or 5 bounces and maybe send a late double. So probably need to speed things up a lot here, Southland, down the stretch.
It's a hard catch for Timmins to operate out of there. That's a long way for him to try and back someone down, especially someone like Mike Ken, who is standing his ground and is being physical.
For sure, and would love to see some of these guards just, you know, look at rejecting a little bit more and probing and being a little bit more aggressive, and that'll actually open up scoring avenues for some of these other guys a little bit easier, I believe, than just being kind of a little bit passive right now. But that has to do with the way that the Nuggets have been pretty aggressive defensively, and they've got still got a foul to give with less than a minute left in the third.
An impressive showing so far for the Otago Nuggets, who had the wooden spoon last year, are under a new coaching group and a new ownership group, and have essentially gutted their squad. I mean, the only returners are really Bardsley, Smiler, and Martin, who's not with us tonight. Other than that, it's a completely new look, obviously, aside from the young Dunedin squad, and it's proving to be a success so far.
Yeah, in all honesty, it was a really tough watch many games last year, you know, and for them to be missing Bardsley today and Martin and to still roll this type of product out here, you've got to be super stoked if you're the Nuggets. And I love the energy that I've seen from Coach Sparrow. You know, he's definitely engaged and cares about this group, and you can see it's similar to what Coach Yim brought to the Sharks last year. You know, you can see that they're revitalized by having him there.
Sometimes that's all you need. And of course, we have to talk about the fact that long-time Nuggets stalwarts Darcy Knox and Josh Aitchison no longer with the squad, gone to pursue overseas opportunities. They've been part of the Nuggets for as long as I can remember. But sometimes you just need a fresh start.
Absolutely, as difficult as it is, and somebody need to send the scouting report down to them that Sam Timmons likes going to the right hook, so they can try and send him to the other side at least.
He's had about 22 points of those tonight.
And off about 3-4 dribbles minimum each time.
Absolutely. Fata likes that shot, far too long.
Probably settled there. Had Quake on him, I believe, who's in foul trouble. I'd prefer if he attack him.
Jones back in the mix.
Back out here with some foul trouble himself, which obviously with them having to sit him, might really hurt them in the third. That's basically when they stretch this thing out. And if you coach him in the future, maybe you've got a decision that you just have to roll the dice and keep him out there and play like a passive type zone defense to try and protect him. Because, I mean, if he's basically scoring along with Sam 75-80% of your points, and you got to go sit him down for foul trouble for a whole quarter, it's going to be a problem to keep things close.
And we can see that in the scoreline, 50 points.
And through that, they were able to attack kind of the second guards and get them into foul trouble straight away as well.
Final possession of the third quarter here for the Nuggets. Who are they going to go to? Miller Jose on an island. Lewis has to make something work. Dying seconds. Too late for Tuach. It's a great look for the Nuggets, who actually walk away with a dominant 50-68 lead. It's been all Otago in the third quarter. 10 more minutes of hoops still to come. We'll see you very soon here on Sky Sport. Welcome back here to TikTok. The last time that we come personally just to you guys. For any clarification before we even get into it, this is the Aotearoa New Zealand NZNBL Basketball League. So it is the southernmost teams that are playing each other right now. This is not the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic is unfortunately not in the building. And Lindsay, guess what the top comment is?
Is it about our man?
It's about Toby Hunt.
Okay.
We've actually got someone with the account Toby Hunt fan.
I feel like there's a great chance of us seeing him in the fourth quarter.
Look, if he doesn't get in, there's going to be some pretty heartbroken fans out there. Bro, we are cooked. Coach is hating. Yo, I want my money. This is a scam. It's only a 20-point lead. Come on, Sharks. We've got some Sharks fans up in the building.
Hanging tough.
Well, team, I'm sure we're going to see Toby Hunt in the mix very soon. Keep watching here on TikTok. No mai hoki mai e te whānau, welcome back. The last quarter of action here in your Friday night hoops. It's been a spectacle of a Southern derby to kick off the 2026 season. The Otago Nuggets, the wooden spoon of 2025, rewriting their story early days here, 68-50, a dominant third quarter performance. They've just run away with it.
Yeah, and from a confidence standpoint, this will do wonders for this group. You know, obviously last year would have been difficult for them to walk into the building a lot of times, and I'm sure they'll really ride this wave, even though it's week one, game one. Great start for them. Quake Webster, he'll get the nod here to start the fourth, along with Caleb Smiler. And Isaac Miller-Jones, Ken continues to sit off the bench, and great look there for Rylan Jones again. He was lights out in the first half, and when he had to sit, the lead stretched out significantly. So if he can get hot here, they might have a chance to bridge the gap.
Fourth triple of the game for Rylan Jones. If you missed it, we are live on Sky Sport NZ TikTok. We've been chatting, and between the breaks, the main consensus is that Toby Hunt needs to get in the game. Even the NZNBL TikTok commented, we want Toby Hunt. And LT, another comment.
I'm with it. I want Toby Hunt too.
Leighton Hamilton was in the comments there, just congratulating LT on the Māori head coach role. We kept quiet about that one.
Oh, I appreciate you, Leighton. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, really stoked about the opportunity to represent Māori Tane as the head coach and represent our culture. I'm super excited at the opportunity.
Very deserved opportunity for you, LT, as Boy Tuach continues to light it up. What an opening stanza he's had.
That'll be 28 for him. He's about to have a 30-piece. There's still eight plus minutes in the fourth quarter. The coach is smart. He'll let him get loose and get some numbers on the board. Another turnover for the Sharks.
A few unforced errors for the Sharks tonight, just a little bit out of sync.
You're a little bit sloppy, and again, some of that will be, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but I know I am. They are missing 4 out of 5 starters, plus potentially another import, so they can reel out a whole different team a month from now.
Very early doors.
And these are like tall blacks, international level players that we're talking about. Playing out of that post again, Lewis.
He finally finds some success from downtown.
You see the opposite, you got the point guard posting out, kicking out to your 4-5 man. Welcome to 2026.
Absolutely, that is modern basketball at its finest. And another turnover for the Sharks. Yim is stressed out.
And again, I love my man, Coach Sparrow. He leading the league in DAPS right now for his players, and I love that. You know what I mean? They connected, so great thing to see. And Coach Yim, obviously frustrated, but you know it's kind of be expected with the success they had last year and kind of how they're going right now. But I'm sure I know they'll be fine. You know, once they get their group together.
We often see this at the start of the NBL season. You always have unavailability through every group. You've got guys coming from overseas, you've got guys injured. It takes a couple of weeks and a couple of rounds to really get into things. But for the Nuggets, this is great signs early doors.
For sure for the Nuggets. If you're looking at that, absolutely. They could not have hoped for a better start after what they went through as an organization. And if you're Southland, I mean, you only have to look to last year to acknowledge that, you know, we made a late run. We were right there to win the championship, but they had a terrible start to the season, to be honest with you. From what I remember, I think they were like 1-4 or 1-5. They were really struggling, but they knew that they had, similar to this year, a whole lot of pieces to add, and they just stayed the course. So I'm sure it'll be similar kind of quartet all this week for the Sharks, although they will acknowledge they need to get better.
49% from the field for the Nuggets, 37% from downtown. Just the 6 offensive rebounds, which has been so effective on both ends of the floor.
See, 15 turnovers though, Maya, from Southland is like, it's very difficult to win at any level when you're giving 15 extra possessions away. They'll go back to this post again.
Ross Batch bullies his way through, can't get the touch. Here come the Sharks in transition, led by Timmins. Burden short into Stoddard, behind the back dime. How about that from the Twin Towers?
Beautiful find from Max Stoddard there. Easiest delays for Sam Timmins, just hanging around here. Time and score if you're the Nuggets, just taking the air out of the ball a little bit on the road here.
Jose gets it to Lewis. He's been really good at the helm of this Nuggets squad tonight.
Good catch.
Hen fades away on a dime. Oh! Okay.
They were asking where Jokic is at. That was very Jokic-esque right there. Front foot stop, fade away.
Nothing but net as well. Two-arch, the longer two-arch on Jones. Can't find a lane.
He's stuck.
Is a cheeky move there from Jones.
It really was. Great defense by Tuarch, just kind of cardinal sin of jumping unnecessarily when he's that long and athletic. He could have just walled up, and I think it would have been hard for Jones to get anything off.
Just third foul there for Tuarch.
He's done a great job of staying out of foul trouble. He got those two early, Maya.
Yeah, he did. We were worried about whether or not that might be a tough night, but it's just well. Ryland Jones, 19 points on the night for him, playing his rookie pro season after a 6-year collegiate career. That's got to be some sort of record.
You've got Boy Tuarch and Sam Timmins both on 28 respectively for their teams.
Toby Hunt there in the background. Plenty of our TikTok commenters are begging for Toby Hunt to get in. The young man out of Wāmaru was the secondary school nationals MVP last year for Shirley High School and has moved back to Dunedin to get amongst in the NZNBL.
I'd love to see Southland just kind of turn up the heat defensively here, even if they stretch out kind of to like an extended zone defense up the court or something, just to change the momentum of the game. But right now, just kind of conceding, I guess. Haven't committed a foul this quarter, playing at a relatively slow pace.
Jones directing traffic, gets it back from Wynyard. No good from downtown. Lewis now pushing the pace.
Rebounding.
Oh, a little handle there from Lewis. Shows out. Goes against a smaller Jones. Getting the highlight play, Lewis.
That's exactly what you want to see from him. You know, he's got the smaller guard and just continuing to probe. And it's so difficult to mark multiple probes as a guard. You know, you can often cut off the first or second action, but they hit you with 3 of them and it's tough. No, did he just foul out on that one?
Yes, he did. Yep, he was kind of playing with fire a little bit, being on 4 there. So Ryland Jones in his pro rookie game will foul out with 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 of 11 from deep.
You know, again, solid start for this young man coming off his first pro career in a foreign country. You'll be happy with 20 points as as an individual and show that you can stroke the ball, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of tape for them to watch and work on. And if you're Lewis, a smart play to get your opposition point guard fouled out for the game and have to go sit down.
Great catch there from Timmins, being absolutely hounded by the length of Henan Miller-Jose.
I'd say you'll see a lot of that to finish this game now that Ryland Jones is gone and Sam's basically the only one in double digits. He's going to see a lot of bodies to finish this last 6 minutes, and I'd say there'll be a little bit of fatigue as well. Mike Hen will get a quick blow here to some really good minutes for the Nuggets.
28 points and 11 rebounds for Timmins on the night. Taking down on Miller-Jose.
Late double there by Zach McKenzie, and it was effective.
Dispatch slows it down. No need to rush for the Nuggets. Lewis has Jack Ramage, the young gun. Well done defensively.
He's athletic, Ramage, and did a great job of walling up there to get the deflection.
5.5 to go here. It's been Nuggets all long in the second half. 79-58. Timmins goes to work down low, and he officially has a 30-piece.
30, 11, and 4. You can't ask much more for young Sam Timmins. I mean, again, I love his game. I think he's got so much upside, but in a game like this, there's for Tukaha Cooper to finish, with 5 points and only a couple rebounds and 3 assists. I think there's a whole lot more room for him there moving forward to contribute to this group, and I know we'll see that in the future.
This team was one of the best two-way teams in 2025, and I'm sure we're going to see that again this year. They were the best shooting team from both the field, 48% on the season from the field, and then 38% from downtown. Obviously, a fair bit of that attributed to Josiah Alec, who was the league MVP. Alonzo Burden, one of the league's long-time best shooters, has gone back home to the Hawke's Bay Hawks after a long-standing career. So definitely some different pieces trying to chase the goal and the standards that they set from last year.
And if they had one Achilles heel, statistically, it was turnovers. You know, and in game one, with very little build-up, they've already got 16 turnovers. With still, you know, half a quarter left to play. So that'll be an area of work on for this group moving forward, heading into the next game.
Is that SouthNBL Steel combo? Scan the QR code or use the online code SouthNBL26. Pizza and some garlic toast for 35 bucks. Not bad in this economy.
Not bad at all.
That'll get you about 2 kilometres of petrol. Had to do it. Had to do it.
It's all right. We're going to all post up for a couple of days with this weather coming through and stay safe and save our petrol, you know?
It's going to a good
Look
time.
after each other.
Yeah. Stay safe out there, whānau, for anyone in the North Island likely to be affected by the cyclone this weekend.
That stagger action for E out of the corner and turns down the 3 for the nice little left-hand scoop, I guess we call it.
Yeah, not a bad little, a quiet little 12 points on the night for Russ Batch. He's only hit the 1 triple, but done a good job getting to the rim. There he is, right on cue. Throws the dime. Back to Russ Batch it goes. No, it's Hen, and he gets the nice finish.
Hey, and of all of those guys, I'm throwing the ball to Tuach on the break there.
Absolutely. Come on now.
He needs his 30-piece too.
Yeah, he's at 28. Tuach. Cooper can't add to his tally. Miller Joe slows things down. Tuach been so impressive in his opening campaign.
He hasn't forced anything. Just taking the air out of the ball here. The Nuggets getting second, third side touches. Miller Jones has been outstanding for them. Maya on the boards, energy, defense.
So
Great
active.
pickup.
Yeah, so active in his roll off the bench.
More guard post up. I love to see this guard post up, and I hate to say it, but that's a weak hook.
He was just showing Webster a little something. And that would have been Webster's fifth. So
yeah, I love it that they're going to it though. You know, I kind of don't. There's a lot of cookie cutter stuff that goes on in a lot of the leagues around here, and I love when, you know, teams play what's in front of them. And if you've got smaller guards and, you know, they're hurting you at one end with their speed and their spacing, and let's bully them in the paint and try and get them to sit down that way.
yeah, Lewis is a key to that kind of style of play with his strong stature and his size.
Yeah, physicality. Looks long too. So, yeah, I'd say we'll see a lot of post play out of their guards. Russ Batch, another one too, that can kind of play out of that post and shoot that little fadeaway off the glass. The lost art of the glass. Anthony Edwards.
3.5 here to go in this final quarter. Great to have Sal's NBL action back in 2026. Plenty of hoops still to come this weekend if you're tucked away for the Cyclone, where you've got plenty of viewing to come. You've got the Hawks and the Phi tomorrow, Tuatara and the Bulls in the 09 a matchup. The Rams and the Giants on Sunday.
Surely it's time for some Toby Hunt now, Maya.
Man, we're getting
To that
dangerously
3-minute
close.
mark. We up 20. Feeling good.
You're probably safe.
Get them young boys in.
Come on, give the fans what they want.
Great hustle. Love to see them on the floor still at the stage of the game. That's how we do it there by Riley Snow. First to the floor. Great sportsmanship shown by Caleb Smiler as well.
Smiler, his older sister Kaylee, just finished up a, long career. BYU. As the teams get back to the bench for a final, you'd say, final timeout in this one. A quick corridor on how they can finish strong. Of course, we spoke to this a little bit in the Rapid League, but every point matters in the NBL. There is a points decider and a points percentage decider to go as the tie-break down the end of the season. So essentially, the more points you can score, the better, and the least amount of points you can get the other team to score, the better.
Yeah, so different, you know, different to the NBA where you see at the end of the game if a guy shoots an uncontested 3 when you're up 20, guys are ready to fight. The actual, yeah, you're right, the actual competition rules are here that all of these points is so important. The last couple of years have actually factored into teams making or missing out on the playoffs. So if you are seeing timeouts or plays run at this stage of the game, that's the reasoning behind it, that all of this big picture really matters and adds up.
3 and some change here to go. And what's been an impressive first outing for both of these squads.
I'm saying we get Boy Tuach's 30 piece and then we'll get him out for Toby Hunt, get the young boy in.
Come on. There are some desperate fans.
Hey, oh, he tried to run that little alley-oop play off the out of bounds. I like that. Get Miller Jones some love. Hey,
that would have been the 30 piece. Wynyard showing a little bit of skill, a bit of razzle-dazzle.
To the left.
There it is.
Beautiful counter and no-board from the young fella to get on the board. And like, I know he's in 4 fouls right now, but why would you not be pressuring the ball if you're the Southland Sharks right now? What have you got to lose?
You need it. You need it.
Oh,
Miller Jones, what a night he's had off the bench.
Just a little keep action there and used his mobility to get around the bigger, stronger Wynyard. And beautiful reverse finish for the and one. See, so I think Coach Yim's going to get some young boys in now. Kind of concede.
This has got to be the trigger point for getting Toby Hunt in. If you don't know, we are live on the Sky Sport NZ TikTok. That is every single Friday in the SouthNBL, and we are getting hounded in the comments. I'm talking, we've got TikTok accounts called Toby Hunt fans asking to get Toby Hunt in. There's 2.5 minutes to go. Will we see it?
Yet to see any movement on that bench over there.
Yeah, quiet down there. Webster can't get the lay. Back-to-back buckets for Wynyard.
Good job on the boards there. Love to see Quake Webster go to that left hand. We've seen him using the rapid league there on that finish, but great job from his big to have his back on the finish. Love playing E off those corner pin downs, and he's been pretty effective as a scorer and a facilitator this evening.
Great kick ahead there from Webster, but a nice little interception and disruption there from Smiler.
Love the idea though, you know, on the kick ahead, just get you an easy one. Okay, getting some bodies through now. Boy Tuach will check out, outstanding game for him. Tata Paese. Carrie Bizzett checking in.
Tucked away again by Smiler. Great job being active off the ball.
He's in a solid game. Smiler contributing defensively in his role offensively.
Webster to inbound. Plenty of minutes for him today. He's played 20 off the bench.
Tough angle there on that inbounds to lob it to the post from the front.
Great takedown hill. Webster.
It's got to be a charge.
Oh, there it is.
I say, man, give the young fella some love. Just got his sternum broken by a center import.
He didn't put his body on the line for nothing.
Hey, good on the young fella. It's exactly what you asked, chest in front. It takes a lot of courage to do that against a bigger body, to stand your ground on the hardwood. So, good man.
Teetering on that 5 foul mark for Webster.
Good on him.
He's drawn 2 offensive fouls now.
Hey, if I foul out in a 20-point blowout, well, what am I going to lose? Whoa, that's a
Cairo lead.
Yeah, the late addition.
Very late addition.
A little crowd love for him. Wasn't even supposed to suit until not long before the game, with Will Ledger being withdrawn due to late injury, unfortunately.
And now he's got his first SouthNBL points.
Another board for Tautoko Wynyard. Nice to see him catch some rhythm late in this fourth.
He's quietly picked up 7 rebounds off the bench.
That's a big screen right there.
That's a big boy. He's a big boy. Webster.
Mr. Jones is like, man, that's a big boy. Some big boys down here.
Tata does a good job running in transition, just adding to that tally for the Otago Nuggets. And we are under the 1 minute mark. Nuggets.
Is there a Toby Hunt on the sideline there, Maya?
There's everyone's but a Toby Hunt. This is heartbreaking. I can't watch it. I can't even look at the TikTok comments. Webster, he's trying his hardest.
The D. They're playing it right out here, the Nuggets. And I would say probably another work on if you're talking about turnovers and obviously spreading the scoring load. Maya, the Sharks have really been hurt in transition defensively this evening. Giving up some really easy leak outs that are just confidence-wise, they really hurt you when you give up shots that are that easy, no resistance. So hopefully that's something that they can plug up during the week before their next game.
Yeah, we've seen the entire bench get in. Just Toby Hunt still with the warm-up top on. That is gutting scenes.
Time out here, though. Come on, coach.
Yeah, come on, put him in.
Come on.
Come on, Jeff. It's only 30 seconds.
Come on.
Did he get in trouble or something? Maybe the Toby Hunt fans can tell us if he got in trouble.
No, he seemed like a good guy. Timeout, Coach Ian. Okay, interesting. He really do need all of these points.
Well, they're likely to be in playoff contention down the stretch, you know.
And what a great time to kind of work on your inner game, you know, scenarios. You do it at training anyway, and there's no one there, so why not do it here?
Obviously, a disappointing night at home for the Sharks to be doing this in front of the home crowd, but those deep South fans, they're loyal. They'll be coming back. What else are they gonna do? Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. I actually love Otago. I didn't mean to say that.
Hey, Maya, look.
Is he in?
Here.
He's in!
Hey.
Oh my gosh, the TikTok fans are not gonna believe their eyes.
By Coach Sparrow, well done.
Got him. Bit of extra entertainment, you know?
That's awesome. Now all we got to do is run a play to get him on the scoreboard, and what a day it's been for the Nuggets.
There is Toby Hunt fans just spamming the TikTok comments as we're live on TikTok right now, and they are stoked.
And he's still locked in here. He's still locked in. I respect it.
Makes you scared.
Playing it out.
I think now everyone's getting behind, even if they didn't know Toby Hunt, they're like, yeah, Toby Hunt's in. They put the cheat code in, someone said.
If we can help grow his stature in the TikTok world, so be it.
Best day of my life, said Toby Hunt fan. Liam Boomer getting some love as well. Oak Chisholm, he was great in the Rapid League.
He was, captain them. He was real great all over the place. Let it go, young fella. Facilitating. Hey, got him an assist right there.
Yeah, Oak Chisholm, the young gut, getting amongst.
Play a timeout here for the Sharks. Advance the ball and work on their end of game. Sideline out of bounds.
There is the Brains Trust, Coach Yim and Andrew Wheeler. The BNZ player timeout, a chance to scan that QR code. There's 5,000 tickets available to get your school, community or sports groups along to a NZNBL game this season. Scan the QR code and get amongst. Dying second to this one. What can the Southland Sharks conjure up? Get it into Jack. He's asking for a high on ball, won't get it. Attacks on the one, the only Toby Hunt.
Great D from the young fella.
Out of bounds, and it will be the Otago Nuggets possession, the final of the game before they run away with victory.
The fans were right, Maya. He got him an assist. Great wall up. 30 seconds.
BNZ player timeout now called for the Otago Nuggets. Who are you going to?
Got to go to Toby Hunt if we on the TikTok vibes, you know what I mean? Try and get the young fella on the board. Tyson's already scored. Oak's already scored.
Scan that QR code like we just mentioned. Your ticket to the big game available.
Are you working on like real life scenarios here, Maya, or are you trying to hide stuff at this stage of the season?
I don't think you want to show too many of your cards at this point. That's a good look.
He had him on the
Liam Boomer. No good. Toby Hunt. Can he do it? Toby Hunt on the buzzer!
Yes.
Oh, TikTok is gonna explode, Lindsay.
That's the most excited I've been on a blowout score from a rookie in a long time. Well done, Mr. Hunt.
It feels like he's just hit a game winner. And with that, the Otago Nuggets, they run away with victory. 95-68, a dominant opening performance.
great performance. Boy Tuach, outstanding, you know, backed up by Mike Hen and Ethan Rusbatch in the scoring department. But Isaac Miller-Jones really stood out, you know, 8 rebounds and just his energy. Elaine Lewis, great with the assists and defensively, so a lot of signs for Coach Sparrow's group. They'll be stoked.
This is a dangerously connected looking Nuggets squad, and for the Sharks, still lots and lots to come for them.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't get too low on this. You know, they'll acknowledge that they've got to get better, but they'll also be aware that they've got a lot of guys that they want to add to, or that they are going to add to the group, so they have to stay the course while acknowledging that it's time for them to grow and get better. And you can see Coach Sparrow over there very, very energetic with his group and celebrating that win.
Well, look at that, Lindsay. Look at that.
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. You know, you got 4 guys in double digits, almost 5 at the other end. We're struggling to get. We've got 2 players with 50 points, and after that, there's a significant drop-off. So definitely adding more scoring punch in the games moving forward will be unnecessary.
Double-double there from Sam Timmins with 30 points and 11 rebounds. How about Miller-Jose off the bench with his contributions?
Absolutely. Young Zach McKenzie with 6 rebounds as well. And Elaine Lewis doing exactly what you'd want off your, you know, your new point guard, getting you 7 assists. And Mike Hen, the big man, adding 5 as well. Sam Timmins with 5, a couple blocks as well. So great signs for those new additions to the Nuggets. And looks like they won that Southern Shield over there. And hey, from a team that, let's be honest, they didn't win a thing last year, they'll be stoked to start the season with a trophy and something like that. Like, come on.
Winning the Southern Derby means a lot to these communities.
Absolutely.
Plenty of basketball still to come here just this weekend and for the rest of the season as well here in NZNBL 26. The Hawks and the Fight tomorrow, double-headed by the Tuatara and the Bulls, the Saints and the Jets, and then the Giants and the Rams. Plenty of hoops to come, and it is exciting. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream here tonight, wherever you joined from, Sky Sport, ESPN, FIBA YouTube, or of course, the TikTok live stream. We had a bit of fun on there, didn't we, Lindsay?
It was fun. It was great to see Toby Hunt get into the game, all jokes aside, a great young talent, and love to see him get in for some bump and be successful.
Commentators pick MVP this year, Lindsay Tate, and it was going to be none other than Boy Tuach.
Unanimous, yeah, we both agree on that. You know, there was a lot of contributors and great performers, but Boy was a standout today, and they will be really excited to have him down south this year.
28 points, 76% from the field, 4 of 6 from the three-point line, 100% from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and 4 steals. That is a performance and a half from Boy Tuach and from the Otago Nuggets. Thank you again so much for joining us here on Sky Sport and Sky Sport New Zealand TikTok. We've had an absolute ball, and just remember there's so much NZNBL still to come here on Sky. So make sure you're tuning in over the weekend. Ka kite anō.